All right, Mel, take it away.
Great. Hello and welcome. This is session 1 of Roll for Severity's brand new D&D campaign. We stream live every Sunday at 5 p.m. PST right here at twitch.tv/rollforseverity. I'm Miss Wolfinger, the DM for this campaign, and I am joined by my 3 lovely players that you see before you, Giggle, Kit, and Thomas. So before we get underway, there's a few things to go over. First things first, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This includes that from direct donations, bits, subscriptions, and sales from the store. This month's charity is YES, Youth Empowerment and Support Services. It's an Edmonton-based organization that provides low barrier shelters, temporary housing, and individualized support for youth ages 15 to 14. You can check out their website at yess.org or on Twitter at yessorg. Secondly, the Roll for Severity store is up on tpublic.com/user/rollforseverity, or you can click below the stream. I assume there's a link somewhere.
Somewhere down there.
I'm wrong. Perfect. The third point, this is not a pre-made campaign. We have varied rules, different player mechanics, and in-game adjustments that we've made. The rules are not always as written, so fair warning, it's about to get homebrewed up in here. So without further ado, let's get underway. So we join our group in an old, abandoned, ruined tower. My friends, the first thing you notice as you begin to stir and open your eyes is that you're lying on cold, hard ground, the dirty stone floor of this tower. Your backs, necks, bodies in general are sore from your slumber in less than desirable conditions, and you are without any of your possessions. Your mind races, but your thoughts feel sluggish, kind of fuzzy. There's a foul stench in the air, and it's hard to keep from gagging. You notice that the room is not very dark, as some midday sun is streaming in from the 2 windows of the tower. It's enough light for you to see not only the shackles and chains around your ankles, but also that you are not alone. There are 4 of you total, all in bondage. A length of chain runs through the eyelets adorned on each of your shackles, connecting you all together. The ends of the chains pass through 2 more eyelets embedded into the stone wall, and it wraps back on itself, preventing the chain from being pulled through. At the far end of the tower, you can see crates and tables, and a door that is presumably your way out. But before that is a horrible sight that explains where that terrible smell is coming from. In the center of a room is a pile of bodies. At the peak of its mass is melted, gory viscera, now blackened with time, and the outskirts of the pile are looking a bit more like cohesive bodies, at least some parts. You might see an arm or a leg or a head visible before they too blend into the revolting pile of gore before you. So, what is everyone doing?
I'm 80% sure that I didn't do that.
I'm never drinking it again.
Did you order the special too?
Guess I'm just kind of jiggling around the chains just to see if, I don't know, maybe they're not as bound to me as I hope as they are.
So as you jiggle them, you can definitely pull it through. The chain will travel, and if you were to keep on pulling, it would eventually snag on the outlet, but you can pull slack through it.
Okay.
So you're connected to the chains. The chains aren't connected to the wall behind you, so you do have some freedom of movement.
So just to clarify, is it just our hands that are chained up, or is it hands and legs? Or...
Oh, sorry, it's just your ankles.
Oh, just the ankles. Okay.
Ankles.
Okay.
All right, I pat myself down. Is there anything I have on me that's sharp or a wire or something that I could use to pick a lock?
Nope, nothing that you can discern on you, just kind of your clothes. But you, Dominic, do notice in front of you, there is a small, rusty dagger.
You better watch out for tetanus.
I was just about to say, can I reach the dagger?
Yes, you can.
Cool. How rusty is it? If I try to use this for anything, is it gonna break?
Hard to tell. It doesn't seem super flimsy. It's not excessively sharp, but it looks useful.
You think I could use it to jimmy the lock?
You can certainly try. And because I forgot to do it before, Hopefully you can see the scene before you.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to see it.
So we're all connected to each other then?
Correct.
That's a lot of chain.
And the chains wrap all the way around here, and from where I'm pinging, that's where they're connected to the wall. So it's all in a semicircle.
So I could feasibly just walk over there.
Walk over where?
To one of those pegs. Or am I like...
Yeah, you can, if everyone else kind of cooperates with you, because obviously at some point you'll feel some resistance from them.
Well, I'm on the outside edge, so feasibly if it's looping all the way around the outside wall, I could follow the wall along to the one islet near me.
Yeah, like you would be able to walk there. To about where I'm pinging.
Yeah. Spiffy, can I go over and see how well connected it is to, I'm assuming, a post of some sort?
It's like a metal eyelet that's driven into the wall. You can definitely go and check it out. Yeah.
Awesome. I want to go and see how sturdy it looks.
Okay, so what am I rolling to try and get the shackles open with
right.
the stagger?
Sorry, please roll me a... Let's go a proficiency roll.
Okay. Which check? Dexterity?
Oh, sorry, dex, yeah.
Okay. Oof. That's a 7 plus 2 is 9.
That is not. You're kind of jamming it in, and you're just finding a lot of resistance, and as you're wiggling it, nothing's really slipping in or connecting in any way that seems meaningful.
Great.
I guess I'll check my persons just in case any. Is there anything on myself that I could potentially use, or am I just basically just the clothes on my back?
You're in the same boat. Just the clothes, boots, whatever you typically wear. All of your possessions have been stripped.
Question in regards to possessions. I can see a chest over in the corner. Well, a corner of the round room, Is that my chest, or is that just generic chest?
That's just a generic chest.
Okay. So it's not my belongings. Got it. Can I try and rip this eyelet from the wall?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, bud. Go ahead. Give me a strength check, please.
Let's see if we can get a nice good grip on this. How's the 20 do me?
Holy moly. Okay, so you definitely feel some give, and it comes out of the wall a bit, not all the way. You can't quite discern how deep this metal sort of rebar kind of thing is cemented into the wall, but you got a really good pull on it, and it definitely loosened up out of the wall a little bit. Not all the way, but you're feeling good about it. Holy moly.
Upon seeing this, I call over, hey, are you making progress over there?
Like half a foot.
Oh, it's better than this, and
I could use some more feet.
All right, if I can get up and kind of shuffle along the chain, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Till you
So
run
I'm
into the
gonna
lizard.
head over and- yeah, I'm gonna run to the lizard, and there appears to be some kind of goblin here.
Yes. So there's a little like dark-skinned green goblin, and he's hunched over, like in sort of the fetal position. Yeah, he's just rolled in on himself, so you can't really see his face. He's kind of favoring and cradling his stomach, and occasionally you can hear whimpers of pain from him. But otherwise, he's making no efforts to get up or acknowledge you.
I give him a little nudge with the toe, like, hey, buddy, you all right?
When he kind of like whimpers a little bit more and tries to like shimmy away from you a little bit. Can you roll me a perception check?
Sure. It's a 15.
Okay. So you see that he looks pretty beat up. Like goblins tend to look kind of scrappy in general, but his nose is kind of twitched to one side, and there's some dark bags forming under his eyes, as if he's gotten like hitting the schnoz real good. He's pretty roughed up. There's some dried blood by his ear, but you also notice that he's coughing up a lot of blood.
Oh, that's never good.
Also, like 80% sure that's not my fault.
I'm concerned about that other 20.
I Marsh kind of makes a bit of a grunt sigh, and can he reach kind of the bloody pile in the center of the room, or is there not quite enough give with the chain?
No, you would be able to reach the bloody pile.
Okay, I'm just gonna start searching in there for any sort of tools or anything that could be used as a tool. Yeah, just start digging
So,
around in there.
like there-ish.
Yeah,
Definitely.
around there.
Also, Mel,
So,
you might want to give us control of the characters.
oh, sorry, I thought I already did.
It's all good.
Uh,
I was trying to move Naroke over, and I'm like, I can't. I'm stuck here. The chains are a
I
bit
did that
more rigid.
last week. Group. Controlled by all players. So as you are kind of checking out the blackened, sort of gross, melted mass of bodies, you notice about 6 feet up ahead, there's a key that's threaded onto a rope.
That's creative. Okay. Oh, I kind of grunt, and while I'm looking at the key, just kind of letting everyone kind of know what I saw. I guess in the is there any sort of padlock? Sorry, is there any sort of padlocks on these chains? I know Kit was playing around with a lock. Is that? I was curious more details on that one.
Yeah, so the shackles, when you look on the back, there's sort of like a discernible place where you'd think you'd put a key on each one to loosen the shackles up.
Okay. While I'm actually gonna see if I can find any kind of smallish bones I could maybe use as like an impromptu pick or something in this pile of body. So I'm gonna spend some time searching through that. If that's cool.
Yeah. I'd say you probably wouldn't find like just some straight up good bones, but you can feasibly hack off a finger and try and rend the flesh from that.
Yeah, I'll if I have to get a bit dirty with it, I'll play around with that with a little while.
Okay. Also, you should be able to move your characters around now. Let me
Yeah,
know if that's the case.
Yep.
Oh, please stop doing gross stuff to the dead body. I'm still hungover.
Unless you want to try getting the key in the ceiling, I'm gonna see what I can do with over here.
I'm
Hey,
gonna keep working on this.
Does anyone know first aid? There's a guy over here who's hurt. Like really bad. I don't think that's supposed to be happening.
I kind of raise one of my hands covered in grossness, and it's like, I mean, I can do a little bit. I don't have any bandages on me, but I can see what I can do.
Could you
As
maybe wash your hands first?
With what?
I'll kind of try to flick off and just try to wipe off the stuff on the ground or something, and I'll just kind of mosey on over to the goblin, and maybe just yeah, I will do a medicine check.
As you approach, he kind of like sits up on his butt and scurries back, and he's just really clutching his stomach and trying to turn away from you, like he's not interested in having you up in his grill.
Well, I mean, if he's not looking for help, I can go back to the bone pile.
While they're doing this, I'm basically gonna wrap the chain around my arm, just to try and get my feet up on the wall and see if I can just like full body pull this thing out.
All right, give me another strength check.
Oh god, my character sheet vanished. And pull it back. I want strength. Hopefully it's as good as the last one, or better.
Oof.
All right, that looks like a 22.
A little bit better, yeah.
A bit better. Yep. So you kind of wrap the chain around your hand a little bit, get a good taut pull
Great
on it.
feat of strength.
Great strength of feet. And you give it a really, really good yank using your feet to brace against the wall. And again, you don't pull it all the way out, but it comes out like another 6 inches.
I still need more feet.
You know, I'm trying.
I mentioned if you want me to help up the goblin, I guess I'll have to ask you to hold him down. He doesn't seem to want any of my help.
Can I try to calm the goblin down instead? I
Yeah.
got 8 strength. I'm not holding shit down.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. If you want to give me, I guess that wouldn't be an animal handling check. Let's say charisma.
Okay. Would persuasion apply here?
Yes, it would.
Okay. That's a 12.
Okay. What are you trying to say to him?
I was like, okay, listen, just please calm down. I know it's a big, scary lizard, but he's obviously here to help. On account, despite the fact that he's obviously covered in blood, you are here to help, right?
He hasn't eaten
I'm
him
not-
yet.
I'm not here to eat you if that's what you're worried about.
I think
know.
that's the primary concern. Yeah.
So he looks at you and he's kind of glaring, like he's obviously not super trusting. And he, does anyone speak Goblin?
Nope.
Good question. No.
I'm like
Okay.
80% sure that's a no.
So at first he's sort of mumbling like, like he's kind of grumbling something that you don't understand, and then he kind of sighs and then switches over and is like, "All right, I just want you to leave me alone to die in peace." And he coughs up a little bit more.
You know, normally I'd completely agree with you on that, but I do need to get further down the chain, and you are in the way. So I think you need to get on your feet, bud.
Did he say die in pieces?
I think he said die in peace, but it could go either way.
This is kind of getting a little bit tiring. I'm gonna try to help you out, goblin friend. At least let me just try to figure out what your issue is, and I guess I'm going to do a medicine check. If that's cool, can I roll
Yeah,
for that?
absolutely.
So yeah, that would be a 11.
11. All right. So as you're kind of giving him a once over, with like trying to see, like discern exactly what you could potentially help out with, you notice that where his tunic is kind of cut off and his shorts go, there's a pretty fresh wound across his stomach that's been crudely sewed up.
Oh,
It's
he
like-
gonna explode.
Someone was recently in there. It's pretty fresh of a wound. And it just really stands out to you.
That
Well,
doesn't look good.
there is not much we can do about that. That's a stomach wound. I'm just gonna go back to the bone pile. I'll leave the little goblin friend up to you.
No.
Oh,
He's yanking the thing out of the wall. We gotta go help him yank the thing out of the wall.
okay. I'm not very.
He's made the most progress out of any of us.
I can see what I can do. Not very good at pulling things out of walls, but I'll give it a look. Yeah,
I gesture to my extreme lankiness.
I think Marsh is only like slightly more lanky than you, or slightly less lanky than you are.
Also, just so everyone knows, what does everyone's character actually look like?
Oh shit.
Because currently we're like Naroke doesn't give a rat's ass. He's found it. I'm gonna work on this, but we should probably describe what each person actually looks like.
I thought we were withholding it for dramatic effect.
You can definitely share with the class if you want. The icons were just stock images and not at all what you have to look like.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near as twinky as the icon that's over here.
Yeah, I guess Marsh is on the smaller side of a lizard folk. I guess without any of his stuff on him, he just kind of looks like his coloration is kind of like he's from a marsh, a little bit darker than that, with maybe some orange highlights. But yeah, a little bit skinnier than the average lizard folk for those of us who have seen lizard folk.
Okay, Dominic is a sort of lanky, lean human man, sort of a old Hollywood sort of handsomeness to the face, wearing pretty much this shirt, dressed incredibly gaudy. An attempt has clearly been made to dress in a very opulent fashion, but the fact that he spent apparently the last night sleeping on the floor of a tower has done this outfit no favors.
Alright, so he's trying to be suave as fuck.
Yeah, he's failing. It's a bad morning.
That's fair. Naroke is an 8'2" Goliath male. He's got about a mid-range gray skin. He's got various black tattoos that have been etched into his flesh. I'm assuming at this point his chest plate is not on him, so he's currently wearing brown leather pants, and just like thick leather boots. And yeah, he's not exactly a stranger to this type of situation, but he's definitely definitely not where he remembered going to bed.
Typical Tuesday.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll daintily kind of see if I can help tug the chain. I'll do a strength check, but I probably won't be too helpful, but I'll give it a shot. Let's see
So
here.
would we both be making another strength check, or would he be assisting to give an advantage?
Rather. Yeah. So he'll give you advantage with an assist.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I don't roll anything, I just assist basically, or do you want me to still roll?
Sorry, you don't have to roll anything.
Okay,
I was wrong.
cool.
He will roll with advantage.
All right, let's see if I can get another 20 plus.
Okay. That
Yep.
advantage really paid off, eh?
That 20, 22, and 23. I'm doing good.
So your form, Naroke, that you used last time, you pulled, seemed to yield good results. So you kind of wrap the chain around your arm again, brace your feet up against
on the
the
wall.
wall. And then Marsh, you don't really know how you're gonna help, but you give it the old college try going up against Naroke, and you grab onto his shoulders. And when it looks like he's gonna pull, you try and pull him back.
Yeah, that's just that's how I was picturing it.
And to your absolute pleasure, the rest of the rebar of the islet, so to speak, comes out, throwing you both kind of back with the momentum of it actually coming loose from the wall.
Huh.
I got it out.
Go team.
I honestly didn't expect we'd be able to pull that one off. Okay.
Well, we definitely pulled it off. Well, out more particularly.
Oh yes. Forgive me for the wordplay. So we are still attached to this thing. It's just not attached to the wall, right?
So
Correct.
so I can now just feed this out through the braces on my anklets, correct? Or is the eyelet?
Yeah, like the eyelets like come out of the wall and broken off. So the end of the chain that wouldn't fit, you can now weave that through. It doesn't. You're still shackled at that point if you pull the chain through, but you're no longer kind of bound. Yeah, you're not kind of stuck in the sort of semicircle area.
Okay, so currently, what is keeping me attached to the eyelet? Like the eyelet's just too big to go through the hole in the chain, or
Well, no, nothing's keeping you attached now. If you pull the chain out through your shackles, you're shackled, but you're completely free.
oh, okay. Then I'm going to unwind and I'm gonna get my feet free. And is there any way that I can retrieve this eyelet, like remove it from the chain? Also, how big is it?
Like the eyelet?
Yeah. Like how long is it?
Let's say it's like a 4 foot kind of diameter.
4 foot
Not 4
diameter.
Foot, sorry, 4 inches.
Yeah, I was like 4 foot diameter. Hot damn.
That's really big. Inches.
It's a big islet.
It took you a couple 20s to pull it out. It seems fair.
True, but how long is it? Like so it's about 4 inches diameter.
Oh, okay, and then the rebar went in about 3 feet.
Okay, sweet deal. So I've got a 3 foot pole and a chain that is attached to the other wall still. Is there a way for me to remove the eyelet from the chain?
Maybe if you had some tools, probably.
I'm gonna take the end of the eyelet and try to cram it into one of the links of the chain and see if I can just break it.
All right. Give me a terrifying strength check, please.
You do realize while you're dicking around with this, none of us can actually get off the chain.
That is not necessarily Naroke's concern at the moment.
No. So with when you try and like force down on it, it doesn't even really give at all. There's no kind of flex or anything to it, so nothing happened.
Yep, well, worth a try.
Tosses the thing to the ground.
I'm gonna start
Dominic,
yanking on my end of the chain to hopefully unthread everybody.
yeah, and it comes off pretty easy. Like it first weaves through Marsh's kind of shackles, and then when the end gets to your goblin friend here, he kind of like, yes, friend. He I don't know, doesn't really seem happy with his newfound freedom. Once the chain's gone, he doesn't change positions. He's still just kind of cradling his stomach, trying to ignore all of you.
All right, cool. So there was a key hanging over the pile of dead bodies, right?
Correct.
Okay.
How high up was it?
Like 6 feet up.
How
Tall
tall
person.
How tall was the pile of bodies?
It probably comes off the floor like a foot and a half with all the mounds of
Okay.
bodies that once were.
Yeah, Naroke's gonna walk over and she's gonna pull down the key.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna put down the key.
I'm gonna head to box land, and I'm not gonna start with a chest. I'm gonna start looking through the boxes and stuff.
Right. So Naroke, I'm gonna have you make me a reflex save.
So dexterity saving throw.
Or yeah, dexterity save rather.
Oh, I'm not good at these.
Actually, no. I would actually be watching this stuff in the middle happen. I have kind of a gut feeling there's
there we
trapped
go.
things here, so.
16.
Okay. 16. All right. So that will be enough to take half damage. So as you pull on the key, the acid trap that was above it is triggered. And you will take.
Just gotta look up, step back, and it's like, oh shit.
So you will take 7 points of acid damage.
Ooh, that tickles.
I guess that key was a little too easy to grab. Looking back at it.
I looked down at the liquefied pile of corpses.
We're not the first ones to grab it.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna
go back to the boxes. As I awkwardly.
No, wait. And I'm going to go over to the boxes, and because I'm a rogue, I'm going to check for traps. Which is what I should have done with the key.
Yeah, I back up and let you do your thing. I guess I'll watch the goblin? I guess. Looks
So
like...
what do you want for this, perception or investigation?
Let's do investigation.
Oh, great, I'm worse at that. Oof, that's a nat one.
Ooh, Nelly!
You know what? This looks
Nice
like
seeing you guys.
the
I hope you
most-
like the character.
Of all the chests and crates and tables that you've seen, these are the most inconspicuous. There's nothing, going on
I guess
here.
I'm around here somewhere.
If you tell me the crates are good, I'd open the crates for you.
Yeah, it looks fine. It looks great.
Okay.
Totally harmless.
I don't
Well,
trust any of that.
I'll start seeing if there's any place I can potentially pry open the crates with my bare hands. I don't really have any tools to work with.
So question, Mel, do I have the key in my hand?
You have the key in your hand.
Sweet, I'm gonna go put it in the chest.
Oh, I thought that was the
Maybe
door.
try it on your shackles first?
My feet are free.
No, you're still shackled, right? Everybody's still hobbled?
Yeah, like you still have shackles on.
Okay, so there's basically like the shackles on my feet, and those are connected with the chain as well?
Yeah, there's like a little chain that connects the shackles, but the big one was connecting you together and to the room, essentially.
Okay.
Probably a good point.
Just kind of flumps down on his butt and just tries the key on his shackles.
There's an audible click, and one of the shackle springs, opens up. One of
Neat.
your feet is free.
Can I do the other one now?
You sure can.
Neat.
Toss the shackles off. And we'll need a key.
Yeah, I could use one.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Walk over, hand it to Dominic.
Okay, I'm gonna try the key on my shackles.
Yeah, same thing. There's an audible
Neato.
little click, and your shackles come off. No
Okay, I
fuss,
hand
no
it off
muss.
to the lizard guy.
Yep, same thing. Well, I attempt it.
Yeah, no, yours are free as well.
I guess I'll do the goblin, and see if it works on him. If he tries to like stop me, I guess I won't unshackle him. But if he doesn't seem to care, I'll unshackle him.
Okay. He's not resisting in any
Yep.
way, so you're definitely able to get out there and put the key into the shackles. But as you're doing that, he coughs some blood on you.
You're gonna die now.
Groan and kind of wipe it off, and it's like I think that's better if you keep it on the inside than the outside, but I'm no doctor. Yeah, and if I succeed in shackling him, I guess I'll offer Naroke the key back if he wants it, but if he doesn't want it, I guess I'll keep it.
Yeah, I'll take that back. And I'm gonna take the key over and try it in the chest.
So as you get to the chest and try and put the key in, it doesn't fit. It's like a little too big for what the hole on the chest is. You can't really get it in there.
Knowing that he's gonna pocket the key. I'm gonna save that for later. And then he's just gonna try and lift the lid of the chest.
It opens freely.
It worked.
And inside this chest, you can find many of your belongings. So all of your weapons that you might have had on you previously are all in this chest.
That
Along with
was
some-
mine. That one
Some
was
kind of
mine.
other odds and ends.
So this isn't my chest. This isn't my chest, but it is a chest full of my weapons.
Yes. Like, and rather all your possessions are there. Like you can find like a loot, leather pouch, random short sword, 12 arrows.
So
It's
is Naroke's chest inside the chest? I guess
Yeah.
is the question.
Is my chest in the chest?
your chest is not in the chest.
Damn.
I'll if you don't mind, I'll go take that little leather pouch if you don't mind.
Yeah, you can definitely add that to your inventory.
Sure.
Oh, I was more talking. Yeah, I was just kind of as Naroke was looking through the things in the chest. I was just leaning over and I'll just take that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's basically
You
like
can-
as I'm going through the chest, basically like that was mine. That was mine. That's not mine. Just toss it over the shoulder. That was mine. That was mine.
So
Who's hobbled? Tosses out the cane.
Oi! I go and grab the cane.
So on my persons, I actually did have a bag of holding. Is this my bag of holding?
Yeah, it would be your bag of holding.
Cool. Well, I head back to the goblin and take out my tools.
Are you putting the
And-
goblin in your bag?
No, I'm healing the darn thing.
The things that breathe can't go in. No, okay.
They most certainly can. They just don't
They
last
can.
long.
So
10 minutes of air?
10 minutes.
I do not look at these things. I just use the bag to store things like a normal person. Assuming I have all my spells for the day, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on the goblin.
All right. So as your hand kind of hovers over him, it glows faintly, and your skin gets kind of warm, and you can feel like the healing intent going into the goblin here. And sorry, go on.
Do you want me to roll for the health or?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me. Yeah, let's do that. Let's roll 20. 1d8 plus 2. Oh, that's good.
Holy moly. So his breathing, which was kind of, labored, he was looking visibly in pain all the time. It sort of lessened. Like, he doesn't seem comfortable with his situation, but his body's less tense. So you can tell it's had a very good effect on him. And you did a good heal.
Yeah. I figured he's gonna be more useful to us dead. I mean, alive than dead, the other way around.
That's what Rogue's thinking.
Well, yeah.
He's and after you're done healing him, he's gonna look at you and say, "Why would you waste a spell slot on me? They're just gonna kill me anyways."
Well, I mean, if you look at it this way. Oh, wait, actually, I'm gonna think about this. You said they, who...
Yeah, I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, why did I word it like that? Why'd you waste your magic on me?
Okay.
Good. If that was meant to be in character, I asked to elaborate. Who do you mean by lay? Do you mean behind me? Those guys?
No, idiot. The people that trapped us here. My clan.
Oh, we're dealing with goblins.
I got knocked over by goblins?
I'm just standing there looking down at myself. How the hell did I get knocked over by goblins?
Oh,
Must have
my
ordered the
dignity's gonna
special.
take a while to recover.
What does that taste like?
Actually, important question. What do I recall about the night before?
So if you try and think back onto how you got here and retrace your steps, there's sort of like wisps of like, okay, you can remember and kind of surmise that maybe some drinking was involved. But if you were to try and remember what you were drinking or where you were drinking or how much, like all of this information that you're trying to recall just isn't there.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's not the first
Does anybody else
time.
remember what they were? Does anybody else remember what they were doing last night?
I ordered the special.
I reckon I don't remember much more than Dominic did.
There may or may not have been a toad involved.
Huh.
Yeah, so for Naroke and March, if you try to recall as well, like the last 24 hours or even last week, even last month, there's sort of this like thick veneer over your memories. So you know who you are, but beyond that, you can't quite recall.
Well, I reckon I don't remember much more than you do. Seems like the goblin knows at least a little bit more than we do, if you want to ask him some things. I mean, the only thing I'm kind of curious about is ask him what happened to his little gut over there. Looked like it got stabbed, but I kind of want to double check if it actually got stabbed. So I ask him.
He's gonna kind of look down to the stomach in question and be like, do you really want to know?
I mean, I'll just assume it was from some wound from a sword or something.
Yeah. They took a sword to my gut and sewed a key in me.
Of course, that's what I was thinking. There's a key in you.
So why is there a key in you?
Well,
And
I
for
reckon
what?
that dagger that was there, they figured you would cut me up to get the key to get out because they didn't think you'd be stupid enough to pull the key above the on top of the acid trap.
Okay, never underestimate how stupid we are. Thing one.
That is an accurate statement.
Well, I guess now that we...
supposed to know there was a key inside of you?
I mean, Marsh kind of shrugs. I mean, I just kind of assumed it was because it was stitched up, and I assumed there was something in there, but it's kind of a weird, morbid way of handling things.
It was an option.
So, question. How long is this chain?
Sorry, quick math here.
Like, would it have gone, like, even nicely along the outside to bridge the wall?
Yeah, so it's like 105 feet.
105 feet? Neat. I'm going to start trying to remove the pole from the other wall.
Do you I ask, do you want a weapon? I can like make something for you if you're that desperate.
I point back to the chest that's currently open with all my weapons still just like sitting in it.
Okay.
Like, I got weapons.
Why'd you need
But-
it? Never mind.
When I was at the bar, I had a chest that I used as a backpack. And that chest is missing. So this one's gonna have to do until I find a new one.
Alright. I mean,
That's normal.
there's more efficient ways to carry things, but I mean this is like one of the least crazy things I've seen today. Goblin with a key inside of it. I'm looking at you.
Although, as I'm trying to pull this thing out, it's like, but Goblin, why do they want you dead?
Yeah, what did you do?
Like, me, I can see pissing off goblins, but mostly goblins don't kill their own.
So
Unless they're hungry.
everything we take, you know, it kind of belongs to the king. We don't really get a cut, and I may have been pilfering some of the treasures on the side, and they caught wind to that.
You gotta be more stealthy. As I'm just like, feet up on the wall, pulling on this thing.
Speaking of which, can you make me a strength check?
Absolutely. I need to stop closing my character sheet. Character sheet and strength. Double that 20!
Wow. Wow. I like took a screenshot of that. Holy moly. So, same formation as before, because if it ain't broke,
Second
don't
verse.
fix it.
Second verse, same as the first.
I'm not helping you again this time.
Yeah, feet braced up against the wall. You wrap the chain around your elbow for a bit more leverage this time, because it's a little bit more flimsy. And you give it a good yank, and in one fell swoop, that comes out of the wall.
Neat.
It also sends you back, but yeah. It's,
Get up and
out.
look back, 'cause I'm like almost in the in the acid again. Like, whoops. Get up, go back. Go. I'm gonna basically take this long ass chain, loop it through the loop it around the chest, so that basically I can have like the backpack sleeve thing or the backpack arms.
Yep.
And then just tuck the rest of the chain into the chest.
It's a lot of chain.
It is a lot of chain, but I now have 105 foot of chain.
I'm gonna assume you can carry all that weight, so what's another 105 feet of chain, right?
Precisely. Yeah, because even though my stuff back, because I'm assuming that we have everything that we started out with for inventory.
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
And you can recognize it as yours. You know, it's familiar enough that you're like, oh yeah, this is obviously my
This
chain
is my
sword.
battle axe.
But if you tried to recall how you got it, it's not there.
I assume there's a if we're really kind of going thorough in this tower. Is there any other features alongside the wall besides the door, or is it just the door?
No, pretty much just the door. There's these two windows here that are about like 30 feet up that the outside light is kind of streaming in through. Just that crate, table, chest is really all that's left in the room. And you can surmise that it was just full of stuff that belonged to these poor schmucks.
Great.
Once
Can I go over and check the window? Like, can I look out the window?
I think she said it was 30 feet up.
You can, yeah, you can try climbing the wall. It's not super smooth. There's it's kind of like layered brick that you could feasibly get your fingers into if you wanted to try and scale the wall.
I think I have a thing for this. Climbing no longer costs you extra movement, and when you make a running jump, the distance you cover increases by plus 3 feet. So, yeah.
Do you need a boost?
All right.
I think I got it.
Okay.
So what do you want me to roll?
To roll me an athletics.
Oh, that's a -1, thanks. Can I do acrobatics instead?
You can do
Oh, I
acrobatics
rolled
instead.
I can do acrobatics instead? Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, acrobatics is a 23.
All right, yeah. So you kind of take a step back, run up to the wall, hoist yourself up, and you clear it. It's pretty easy. Your foot finds good hold in the wall, and you're able to just get yourself up that extra few feet that you need to grab onto the windowsill, or the ledge of the window, rather.
Neat. What do I see?
So, as you're peering out, it looks like kind of the ruins of an old town. There's some shabby, crumbling, gray stone walls. It looks pretty barren. It just looks like an old town from what you can see.
Any signs of incredibly large amounts of goblins around?
Out of this wall, nope. You don't
Okay.
see any. Or out of this window, rather.
Okay. I'm gonna scramble back down.
You scramble down successfully.
Yeah. So I don't see any sign of gigantic goblin hordes.
Maybe they're in the basement.
I mean, that's not reassuring.
I mean, actually, I'll ask a little goblin friend. Hey, where's your friends at?
Well, I wouldn't call them friends now. They're probably outside this door. This faces the center of the town, that door here. They have their camp set up right in the center of town.
Are they friendly?
They stuck a key in me.
So
What?
unfriendly then.
Wait, what? Oh,
Emphasis
never
on
mind.
the un. By the way, my name's Bicker.
Bicker. Okay.
Hi, Bicker. I'm Dominic. You can call me Nick.
No.
Oh,
No. Okay. Well, I guess, Dominic, do you want to check what's behind that door? 'Cause I reckon, I don't know. I don't want to go touching too many things here.
I'm gonna scuttle over to the door, and first I'm gonna check to see if the door looks shifty.
Looks like a pretty doorish door. There's no faint aura, no runes etched into it. Just looks like your standard door.
Okay, can I check for traps? Because I'm
You
paranoid
absolutely
now.
Yep.
Okay.
The door's too normal.
We've only set off one trap.
That's a 19.
No traps.
Okay, is it locked?
It is indeed locked.
Okay. Hey, who's still got the key?
I think the tall guy.
I've still
Has it
got the
still?
key.
I'm going to go pull out the key and try it on the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna back up just in case.
So when you go to put the key into the slot, it goes in, but you can already tell it's a little bit smaller than the hole, and it doesn't quite sit in right. And when you go to turn, it's just loosey goosey.
So the door is, at this point, is it a pull door or a push door?
It is indeed a push door.
Neat.
Uh-oh.
So I've turned the key, put the key back in my pocket, and I'm going to turn the doorknob and push.
All right. I'm scared to ask, but can you roll me a strength check?
So how does a 16 do me?
You know, a 16. So you don't get the door like open. You're not like suddenly on your way to freedom. But as you careen your shoulder into that, you can feel the wood give and like crack and splinter on the other side. And you're sure that there's a feasibly Goliath-sized dent poking out of the other side of that door.
Okay, I was gonna pick the lock, but I think it's fucked now.
Not much point.
Well, the key didn't work, so I guess we try the bigger key.
And I'm going to grab my warhammer. So I'm just gonna sit down the box, pull out my warhammer, and just golf swing at this door.
Holy crap. Okay. I guess make me an attack with your hammer, please.
Let's go golfing. How's a 21 do?
Oh, man. All right, so this door had some integrity before it met you, and it's just gone now. So as you're...
I'm curious.
As the hammer makes contact with the wood, it just splinters. Just... It's almost comical, really, how easy it went through. And even the hinges give way. They're just like, I'm not having any of this. And, you know, the door all but opens.
I found the key.
Alright, cool. Who wants to go first? I vote as the big guy.
Yeah, he has the honors. He found the key.
Just gonna set my warhammer down for a moment, pick up my chest, put that back on my back, grab the warhammer. Let's go. And I'm gonna walk out that door.
Alright, are you guys following?
Yes,
Yeah.
at a distance.
At a distance.
I look to see if the goblin is following, or is he just kind of staying around?
You know what? Bicker is gonna tentatively follow you, because he knows that staying in here is probably not the best hand he could play.
Well,
Okay, yeah,
if
I-
they stays here, they're just gonna turn him inside out.
I just kind of look at him, and when I notice he's following, I just kind of nod a bit, and then I guess I'm probably the one behind Naroke, so I'm second.
Alright. And, so, as you guys step through the threshold of the door, this is the scene that plays out in front of you, and you can see the remaining goblin clan all scurrying because that key, as Naroke calls it, was not stealthy at all. And they could hear the door banging just, you know, a mile away. And so this one goblin, who's a bit like gruffer and bigger than the rest over here.
We cannot see any of the goblins currently.
Oh no!
You need to move into the token layer.
Invisigoblins.
Nothing,
Stealth goblin.
nothing
I may not be
worse.
stealthy, but they sure as fuck are.
Token layer. Sorry guys, I look at this. It's user error.
It's all good.
Please tell me there's goblins.
There are 4
There's
goblins.
goblins.
Oh god, and they're so happy to see you.
Oh,
They're
I'm
so
sure.
thrilled. So this guy that looks noticeably bigger, he's got like human ears and fingers adorned around his neck. He's gonna shout something that you obviously can't hear because none of you speak Goblin.
Do I notice all the like fingers and ears on the necklace?
You know, roll me a perception check.
I am actually good at those, theoretically. 16.
16. Yeah, you can definitely notice that he's got some creepy people bits
So
on
as
this person.
soon as I see that he's got like fingers and toes on there, the first thing to do is just like check my hands, pat my ears, kind of look back at the rest of the group. It's like, those aren't ours.
Thanks for checking.
And when this goblin here catches sight of Bicker, he's gonna say, kill them all, and bring the traitor to me. I'll deal with him myself. And Bicker's just like, yeah.
I'm gonna
No,
look.
he's our best friend.
I'm gonna look over to Bicker and just like,
Is that the king?
Mhm. King.
Gonna be a pancake.
so are we rolling initiative at this point?
And I would like you guys to roll me some initiative.
Awesome. I am not good at that. Oh, but I got a night. Oh no, that was not mine. I saw the 19 pop up. Yeah, it's like, oh, I got. I'm not good at that, but I got a 19. Oh wait, nope, that's not me. I'm 3. So that's more par for the course.
Holy moly! All right, so
Oh my god, it's possible for you to get a 0 initiative. I'm so
It is possible
excited.
for me to get 0 initiative.
is your dex is -1?
Yep.
Can't remember off the top of my head.
My
Holy
dex is
moly.
90. That's why when you're like, make me a dexterity saving throw, I was like, oh, this is not gonna go well.
This isn't gonna hurt. And then we have
Naroke is a wall. He is not a dexterous wall.
you guys didn't kill Bicker, so now he gets to join this shit show. Hooray!
And shit show it is.
And
Oh shit, the cops are here.
It's not my fault.
I can't hear that through your mic. Awesome. All right. So Nick, top of the
Yes.
order is you.
Okay, let me get the ruler out here. Are we going center to center in terms of distance, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so played a rogue in a hot minute. I gotta check what cunning action does.
Absolutely. Because I don't know. I'd have to look at your sheet.
Dash, disengage, or hide. Okay, so I think I am going to go for this goblin. Use the dash to close the last little bit of distance.
Okay.
And I don't think I have control over this. Oh, I do. Okay, good. Close the last little bit of distance there. And then I'm going to grab the cane, grab the handle, whip out my cane sword.
Technically, you wouldn't have to use dash because your movement is just to get to your spot.
Okay, so yeah, I don't have to use the dash, which means I can bonus action attack. So, first off, I'm gonna hit with the bladed cane sword.
All right.
That's a 14.
14 does not hit.
What the fuck?
It's a beefy goblin.
Those are dexterous
That's a spry
goblins.
fucking goblin.
Hit it hard.
All right.
They lift.
Okay, and then with the offhand, I'm gonna use the scabbard, like the rest of the cane that I pulled the sword out of, and I'm gonna wallop him with that and see if that works.
All right.
That's a nat 20.
Oh boy, howdy does that hit. Please roll me that damage.
That is 7 bludgeoning damage.
Holy
Dodged
crap.
one to catch the other.
So
Catch
you
these hands.
you land a square hit on his shoulders, and it brings him to his knees with a loud like he was not expecting you. After you whiffed that first one, he got a little cocky and was kind of doing this little smarmy dance. And you came back in with that cane bit, and you just like knocked the breath out of him. So good hit.
Stylish.
And I think that's it for my turn.
Yeah. Okay. And so goblin number uno is next. And seeing you just deliver this beautiful blow on his buddy, is going to rush over to you.
Ah, shit.
Bam. And he is going to strike at you with his scimitar. Does a 14 hit your AC?
It does not.
Oh, okay. So he goes to swing up to you, and you just kind of nimbly move to the side, and it's nothing but air. All right. Next is Marsh.
Okay, I'm going to.
Oh wow, two of those goblins got a worse roll than, or either the same or worse than me. Wolf.
Gonna mosey next to Dominic, and I guess I'm just gonna hit with my axe. There we go. So yeah, 17.
Yes. So a 17 definitely hits.
Okay.
Roll that damage, please.
3.
Okay. So as you go to swing your axe, you get a solid hit, but it hits just where his leather is piled on top of each other. So you can feel you've done some damage, but you definitely haven't like cut into his flesh at all.
Not much for bashing things. That's my turn.
Okay. All right. So the Goblin King is next, and he is going to fire at you, Marsh. He's going to use his short bow.
Okay.
Oh, and that is a nat 20.
Oof.
Oof, indeed. All right. So, luckily it's just a short bow. So, and you're going to take 9 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Lizard
he actually
folk.
didn't roll great.
Lizard folk are beefy enough. That's not super worrying.
Okay.
Let's see here.
And then after Goblin King, it is this goblin's turn.
Meat sack
He's-
number 3.
Meat sack number 3. Having seen his king, fire a little arrow at you guys, he's going to follow suit. He kind of wants to schmoze up to the king, so he's going to fire at you, Nick.
Oh, good.
Okay, and so that was a nat 1.
Accidentally just shoots the king in the back of the head. Whoops!
finish. No, so what he's actually going to do is as he goes and he draws and he lets go of that string, so he hits the goblin in front of you. And that goblin that was kind of already on his knees, just you see him slowly slump over to the side. And he is dead.
We got more allies.
Perfect build up for that.
All right, Naroke.
Golf time. Oh, I'm on the wrong tool. I need to select move. So I'm gonna stroll up. And I've still got my Warhammer on, so let's play golf. Goblin golf, let's go. That is a nat 1. My rolls had to come down eventually.
So as you go to get that like pile driver swing, I don't know, golf. So you go and it's a swing and it just the weapon careens out of your hands, goes off into the distance, and you hear a thud.
4.
Well, that didn't work.
Whoops.
And your weapon is not on you anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna use my free action, just like sit down my chest, and it's like I'll need another one in a moment.
I didn't know that's how you play golf.
Murder golf. All right, which brings us to Bicker, who is trying to figure out whether or not he should run, but having seen one of his goblin previous compadres off one of the other, he's kind of curious to see how this plays out. So he is going to be kind of hiding over here, just watching things. He's not getting involved. He's pretty wily, but yeah, that's his action. Which brings us back up to Nick.
Alright, cool. I'm going to look at the goblin who just managed to dodge a golf swing from an 8-foot tall dude.
To be fair, he's really short.
So I'm gonna shake my head and just jab him with the sword.
All right.
18.
Oh, you better believe that's a paddling. That does hit.
Alright, so that does 8 piercing damage. And I would do sneak attack because 2 buddies are within 5 feet, but we'll see if he dies first.
Okay. He definitely dies. So as you skewer him, whereas Marsh's axe just happened to hit the leather armor in the right spot that it stopped it, you found right where that overlap was and went under it. And you can just tell there's some flesh rendering in there. You got him good. As you pull out your javelin, he slumps back and is very much dead.
Alright, I still have movement speed. But I'm not sure I want to get up face to face with 2 goblins at once, considering how well the big guy just did. I'm not sure I can count on backup there.
I have opened every lock so far.
Yeah.
Alright, hang on. Important question.
Important answer.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna... No. I'm thinking about it, though.
Going and taking a nap?
I'm thinking I might just hide. But you know what? I'm on a roll, so, yeah, I'm gonna roll up to the 3rd goblin over here.
As long as the boss doesn't crit me 2 more times, I should probably still be able to take some hits for you.
Okay.
And I still have a bonus attack, don't I? Can I attack, move, and then bonus attack, or does it have to be the same target?
You can use your bonus action to attack. It doesn't have to be the same target.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that he died.
Okay, that's a 19.
Yeah, that definitely hits. All right, please roll me that damage.
6 bludgeoning damage.
6 bludgeoning damage. Okay, so you get a good hit on him, but after his like colossal fail before, he's trying to look really tough beside his commander there, so he just tries to shrug it off like it's nothing. And like kind of growls at you like, "Rrr."
I give him a little nod and go, good job, buddy. Let him die with dignity. And that is my turn.
Okay. And so that's gonna bring us out to Marsh.
Cool. So I'm gonna kind of step around this fireplace and hit the guy who hit me with the arrow with my axe. So I'm going to let's see here. Open with a battle axe. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that hits for sure.
Cool. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, cool. And,
Yeah. 6 damage, eh?
yep, and I'm also going to use my bonus action, which I get for being a lizard folk, to bite him. So I'm gonna go for the bite. Maybe not.
12 will not hit.
Oh well, I hit him with a bigger thing, so that's fine. And I was hoping to get some of my health back, and that's my turn.
Okay. So Goblin King's up, and he really does not appreciate you getting up in his grill at all. So he's gonna drop his short bow, and he's gonna pull out his scimitar and try and like slash you across the gut.
That's going to be disembowelment.
As long as it doesn't crit again.
Does a 16 hit you?
No, it does not.
Ooh, excellent. So as he goes, you sort of just like suck it in a little, and it just grazes your clothes, not actually doing any damage.
I do a bit of a satisfied grunt as I dodge that successfully.
All right, so Goblin number 2 is going to drop his short bow and try and copy his little king friend over there because he wants to still look really cool. And those words of encouragement were actually really appreciated. And he just goes through his confidence now. So much in the same fashion, he's going to try and slice you horizontally in the gut.
I want him to hit the boss so badly.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does hit.
15 hits, all right. So you are going to take 4 slashing damage.
All right. I kind of jump back and I go, God, has this shirt not been through enough?
Has it been
He
through
just kind of
fire
cocks his
yet?
head. Yes, no fire yet. All right, and then that brings it to Naroke.
So now that Naroke's chest is on the air, he's going to pull out a war pick from that. And he's going to saunter up towards the Goblin King. And he is going to attack with his war pick.
All right, come
Let's
at me.
hope. 14.
14 does not hit.
Darn. So it brings down
Very spry
funk.
goblins.
I'm really off my game today.
Yeah, are you sure you're good at this?
He's really good with doors.
Yeah, did you see what I did with that door back there?
Maybe you should stick to the doors.
Okay, King, your nickname's now Door.
He's like, fuck off. It's not impressed. He doesn't know what you're talking about. You can tell there's like some weird inside joke, and he doesn't appreciate not being a part of it.
Well, if he wants to be inside for the joke, I could turn the goblin inside out.
All right, so that moves it on to Vicker's turn.
No, it takes 4 psychic damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that. Mostly. Having seen the tide of this battle turning pretty good, Bicker is going to just come into this ruins here, and you don't see him. He's doing his own thing.
He's robbing them.
He just likes taking things. That's just what he does.
It's like a magpie. He lives for glitter, not you.
Or that asshole bird.
We don't speak of asshole bird. That brings it to Nick.
Cool. So, let me just check. Yeah, I can get over there. So I'm gonna mosey around this way, just so I don't leave this goblin's attack radius. And then I am going to attack Mr. Goblin King with the cane sword. That's 12. I don't think that hits.
12
Mine
will not
didn't.
hit.
All right, and then I'm going to give him a whack with the offhand. That's a 17.
It meets it beats. You get him. Roll me that damage, please.
Yay!
You're so much
Alright.
better with the sheath than the actual sword part.
And I can still apply my sneak attack to this, right?
Yeah, it's first hit.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that is 9 bludgeoning damage.
Total damage. Okay. So yeah, he's fully just like focused on Naroke, who made like some bad, weird reference that he's still trying to process through, and doesn't even notice that you had snuck around, and just got a good wallop in him, and he's like, "Ah!" and he kind of cries out in anger, bringing it to Marsh's turn.
Well, I just hit him with the axe, or try to.
Try is the operative
Nope,
word.
that's probably a nope.
So much like how he tried to kind of slice up you with his weapon, he just sort of like is able to move off to the side now that he's super aware that he's getting attacked at all angles, and he dodges that attack.
Well,
All right.
that's me.
Goblin King. He's just, man, he's spread thin. He doesn't even know what to do. He's gonna ignore you, Naroke, because so far you've been all talk. But he just really wants to
He's
ignore
not
you.
right. He's not wrong.
So Nick, with that scimitar he still has, he is going to
Oh,
take a hearty swing at you, because you have been very effective.
Yay?
That's a 10.
10's not gonna hit.
You guys are rubbing off on him.
Can we say that he fucks up the shirt just a little bit more anyway?
Yeah, for sure. It kind of catch sort of the collar and rip it up so your sleeve is now open a bit.
I'm going full Captain Kirk at this point. Like there's that slash right across the chest that shows both nipples at this point.
Beautiful. All right, let's see if Goblin number 2 damages your shirt even more. So he will also take a swing at you. Oh God! Ooh. 6. Your poor shirt. He definitely hits your shirt, but not you.
I think the goblins hate your shirt.
The moment we get out of here, I want to go see my tailor.
Where are we? Do you know?
Who knows? All right, Naroke.
So let's go for yet another fail attack on the Goblin King.
You just accepted your fate now.
Oh yeah, I know what I'm good at, and moving targets is not one of them. 14.
He hasn't moved the whole fight.
14 does not hit. Here's the thing, if you always expect the worst, you'll never be disappointed.
Exactly. I know what I'm doing. And hitting is not that thing.
So I like to think that the Goblin King, having decided like just to ignore the people behind him, you go for a big swing and he just feels like the wind by his ear and it doesn't even faze him. Like he knew you were gonna whiff it. He's still focused on Nick there. All right. And so Vicar, having, time to maybe do some stuff in the tents there, is actually going to come out. And again, he's not getting involved. He doesn't have any weapons. He's just watching. Which puts us up to Nick.
I shout over at Bicker, hey, who's winning?
Well, it ain't the tall one.
Fair point. And I'm gonna take a swing at the Goblin King.
Okay.
Oof, that's an 11.
Right.
And then you hit with your sheath as the thing you always hit them with.
Yeah,
Yep.
I should just give up on the sword and just keep whacking people with that 20. So that's 8 plus sneak attack. So that's 8 plus 6 is 14 damage.
Okay.
See, I appreciate that. Like, I can't hit anything, but you can't hit anything with your sword. You just hit them all
Yeah,
with
but
the
you know what?
sheath.
So, how do you want to do this?
Oh god, I kind of want for the sword, the strike with the sword cane to go wide, and as the goblin turns to look at that, the other hand comes around and just cracks him across the back of the head with the cane.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. So as you get that crack of the cane on him, you can just hear this kind of sickening crunch, like, oh, bodies aren't supposed to make that noise. And he's gonna slump down on his knees and kind of fall off to the side. And he's very much dead.
Okay, and with my free action, I'm just gonna turn to the last goblin and go.
Yeah, all right. He knows what he's got to do. It's Marsh's turn.
I guess I'll just kind of just step over and I mean, do I even need to hit him with my axe? You know, I'll just give it a swing. If it hits, it'll scare him more. If it doesn't, that might also still scare him.
Watch as this is the one shot that you hit that kills him instantly.
Totally.
Will I get a crit?
He's already hit people yet. I'm the only one who hasn't hit anyone this combat.
No, that's gonna be a miss probably.
No. So having seen his fallen like king, he's super fucking swirly and he's freaking right out. So as you swing at him, he manages to like just jump high enough, misses the weapon, and he's gonna freaking hightail it out of here, man. He's on the run. And as he goes to pass by Bicker's gonna kind of clothesline him, throw him down to the ground, and snap his neck.
Holy shit, Bicker!
Well, I guess Bicker gets one.
Bicker rules, you guys.
We have a pet.
We're keeping him forever.
He hears that, he's like, please don't. Yeah, so that is the end of combat. Good job, everyone.
That was the definition of okay.
You did lots of things, some well, some very well.
I'm going to retrieve my warhammer.
I'm gonna pick up the goblin boss's scimitar because I actually just realized it might be more effective for me to use that than the axe. So I'm gonna pick that up.
Yeah, absolutely. You can add a scimitar to your inventory.
Will do.
So after finding my hammer, gonna come back to the group and Sanders like, so they tried to take our stuff. Are we taking theirs? And as I'm standing, there's just like thump right on top of the king's head of the blunt end of the hammer.
Hit something today.
You got to hit a door.
I did. And I got 105 feet of chain.
It'd be a waste if we let all these potential goods go to
So
to nobody.
that's what I was thinking. They're not gonna need them anymore. So
Yeah, I'm gonna start sniffing around the camp to see if there's anything useful around here.
Okay, for sure. Can I get you guys to roll me perception checks?
Absolutely.
Oof, that's an 8.
Okay.
I'm not much better. I'm only at 12.
Hey, I got no camp.
Hey. So as you guys start snooping around, this is actually a pretty barren ruin, so it's really not hard to find things. If you guys are to go in the tents here, it's just kind of filled with like goblin rags, kind of clothing. You can find 3 short swords. They don't seem to be in the best condition, but you know, there's 3 of them. Most of the things they had kept were in the chest in the tower ruins that you were in.
Oh, so our stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that we own.
Yes, clearly they were not a very experienced group. Namely, leaving weapons with, you know, us.
I think they thought it was going to go like every other encounter they had, where people just melted in the acid.
Where were they getting all this acid from? Like, damn.
I didn't realize goblins had such sick entertainment instead of killing us themselves, which have been so much easier. They wanted us to grab a key and get acid dumped on us. That's very elaborate for goblins, but I don't know. Maybe maybe that's not too crazy for them.
Not for these guys, anyways. Tom, as you're going through, you do manage to find like 10 gold worth of miscellaneous gems that were just kind of in a pile in one of the tents.
Cool. Do you want me to add that as gold or as gems?
What's more useful to you?
I'll
'Cause if
keep
you-
I'll keep the gems around. I could maybe like do some interesting stuff with that.
Okay, and I'll give you a better detail of what gems they are in a bit.
Yep.
Add that to your inventory later.
Is it searching the king's body? Is there anything else on him?
Well, there sure is.
Neat.
Dun, dun, dun. So as you search the king's body in Naroke, you find like a crude map on some kind of tattered leather. And as you're looking at this map, you can sort of tell that there's a part of it that's like the Goblin Ruins. It kind of reads like that. And then there's some other landmarks and what appears to be another town further by.
Okay.
So find a little map. And you also find a note written in common that reads, "Thank you again for your continued cooperation in helping us search for the aforementioned artifact. I trust the materials I have provided have been helpful in subduing any travelers that happen upon you. We will return to check on your progress in about 2 weeks' time." And it's signed Hero Callan.
Hero
is
what?
in the word hero, or
Hero is in the word, yeah, not like H-I-R-O. Sorry, what was that, Aaron?
What was the name?
Oh, yeah. It is Callan, Callon.
And is there a date on this note?
No date.
So, you think this note is from to the goblins or to someone else the goblins killed?
I make grabby hands at the note.
I hold it down to you.
Yeah, I'm like 5'9", so...
You know, I'm 8'2", and I'm like holding it up like this, like reading it, like...
Hero Callan. Who goes around calling themselves hero as a title?
Not very humble.
I feel like I should kill this guy just on principle.
Yeah, no, that's a bit unusual. Maybe, hey, Vicar, you know anything about this hero Callan guy?
When you look over, Bicker is like kind of patting that goblin's body, and he's like, "Fucker owed me money. Where is it?" And he's like, kind of looks up like, "Sorry, what do you want to know?"
Something about a hero Callan. Your boss seemed to know about him.
Yeah. Here's the thing about goblins: we kind of work for ourselves. And then these, like, hotshot guys come by one day, and they spin some, like, stories in our king's mind. And now he works for the man. That's why I want to get a cut and get out. I don't work for the man.
Wow, fuck that guy. What did these guys look like?
I didn't see them.
Wow. You know anything else about them?
Yeah, they're kind of a big deal around here. How do you not know?
I don't think we're around here. I mean, I maybe glance at the map and see if I recognize the local area.
As you're saying, like, we're not around here, I'm just looking like, well, I'm right here.
Oh, I mean, the geographical location.
Yeah, I'm still right here.
Okay. I see.
So, Bicker's gonna, like, kind of come over to Marsh and be like, the heroes of the Shard, like, the world's glorious saviors, la-di-da-di-da.
Do you know anything about this?
Mean nothing to me.
You know what? You can't recall.
Well,
They
they're
sound awful.
I don't know why they would want to be. If they're such big heroes, it's surprising they're working with goblins. You assume they could find someone better to work with the goblins. No offense, Bicker. I just usually goblin labor isn't the most
No, go on.
effective. Most effective.
Now that's
I
just
snapped the
racist.
guy's neck in like 2 seconds.
Oh, I actually, now you mentioned, I just remembered that. Never mind, I take it back. While you're still with us, do you remember any more details about our capture? Like, I assume they didn't keep you in that tower the entire time we were in there, did they?
Yeah, pretty much. I got caught around the same time you guys got ambushed.
Oh.
Okay,
You know where we got ambushed?
So we were ambushed.
Yeah, I mean, I can't guarantee together, but that's kind of the deal here. We're looking for something. We don't really know. We trap travelers, kill them, go through their stuff, except our king has been kind of weird lately, and he's sort of like putting people in these like dumb puzzles and making them die of their own accord. I don't know, it's kind of fucked up.
Thomas, you cut out.
Yeah. That is very peculiar. Just lizard folk, we don't try to do the whole puzzle death game thing. That's we just take the stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. It'd be much easier to just kill them.
Maybe it's what this hero Callum guy preferred. Well,
Well, when you think about it, though, it's basically like we didn't kill them; they killed themselves. So our hands are clean. Maybe it's trying to, I don't know, reintegrate into society. I don't think it's gonna work.
Me neither.
Well, what are you gonna do now that you're not trapped in that tower anymore, Bicker?
Well, you did
Probably
leave a
get a
key
drink.
inside of them.
Oh yeah,
There is that.
I could maybe get that out of you, but it's not going to be pretty. It's your choice.
You know what? If I take you up on that offer, can we do it somewhere more equipped?
Yeah, I guess the ruins in the middle of nowhere might not be your cup of tea to do some surgery, but yeah. Just let me know if when you think the situation is right.
Alright, where's the nearest place with really good alcohol and really stupid people?
You got that map?
Pull out the map. Yeah.
And Bicker's gonna
Do I get a
kind of
piece
like
on
look
me?
at you and be like, grabby hands as well, because he is not tall enough to interact with you at all.
Just gonna like lean down as I pass him the note. Or the map.
We are here. The next town closest is Black Falls, right here.
Black Falls.
That'd be your best bet. It's
Do
gonna
I recall ever being the Black Falls?
Nope. Like, you might have, but you can't really tell. Like, just the name doesn't seem to really ring any bells.
Alright, so I guess we're going to Blackfall.
I at least need a rest of some type. I mean, that sleeping in there wasn't very good. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, my neck is still kind of stiff. This is like cranes his neck. You just hear that like pop of the neck. It's like.
Ouch.
It felt glorious.
All right, so it sounds like you guys want to head out.
Yeah.
On the way to Black Falls. All right. So it's actually pretty easy to find. The map, as crude as it was, like you could tell some jackass goblin made it because there's like little stick figures of goblins on it and stuff. It's actually pretty discernible. Like as you're traveling in the direction you think you should go, you see this big grizzly gnarled tree that's also reflected in the map. So as crude as it is, it seems to be accurate. And you're only traveling for about 2.5 hours before you can see up in the distance what appears to be a small town.
All right. Any guards or any kind of wall or police presence?
As you get closer, no real walls, but there are guards. They're just
Alright,
kind of,
cool.
I don't know.
Act
Doing their thing.
casual.
I
I
look
mean-
down at my absolutely ruined outfit and the tiny amount of blood, and just kind of look back up at Naroke.
Exactly.
I guess we could have maybe found a river or stream or something before we got here, but I assume they got everything like that in here.
Now, after all this, I need an actual proper hot bath.
Well,
Okay.
Well, I
So
don't know
guys
about
are-
you, but I'm like looking down at my clothes. I ain't got a spot of blood on me.
Yeah, I
look at
wonder
my-
why that is.
I just kind of like make sure the arrow that got shot at me is out of me.
As
Probably a
you're
good
pulling it
plan.
out, I'm like, no, leave it in. Oh, never mind.
This is just I got thick skin. It's good.
Fair enough. All right. So as you guys progress into town, the guards that are there, they kind of give you like a cockeyed like look, like, "What the hell happened to you?" But they don't stop you or anything. And, like one nods and says, "Welcome to Black Falls."
I just nod back.
I give him a nod and I go, rough night.
I've had
I-
some of those.
I shrug.
Okay. And so the town that you're in, it's not an excessively huge town. It's about early afternoon by the time you've got here, so there's the town market that you can see is still kind of some hustle and bustle. There's people going about selling things, buying things. Is there anything in particular you're looking for in this town?
Food,
A
hot
bath.
bath.
And
Yeah, all those things sound like the inn. Okay. So how do you guys want to find it? Like, do you want to just like search aimlessly? Do you want to?
I think I would actually probably just straight up ask one of the guards we walked by.
How
on the
about
way
how
over
about
here.
I ask because you're a giant lizard?
I speak good common. I look confused, but I don't stop you.
Yeah, I'm gonna sidle up to the nearest guard and be like, "Hey, where's the nearest place that has like decent food and a hot bath?"
I'd say that's the Brinley Inn there. You gotta go past the market about 3 streets. It's a big building. You won't miss it.
All right, excellent, thank you. And
Oops.
I will mosey on over in that direction.
Okay.
Follow.
Yeah, I'll follow along.
Okay. So yeah, like you said, you pass through the markets. There's like a butcher, sort of a fishmonger with some of the nastiest, grayest looking fish you've ever seen.
Delicious.
Ugh. Uh,
It's fish
But,
fine by Marsh.
Just like Mama used to catch.
gross. Gross.
Gross.
Like the guard said, the Brinley Inn is, probably like 3 blocks away, so you find it relatively quickly. Sun's still in the sky.
Yeah, but what time of day is it?
So when you got to town, it was about like late afternoon, coming into early evening.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
are we... are we working together to find this hero guy? Does anyone not remember anything? I just kind of...
How about I wash all the gross off of me, and then we get something to eat, and then we talk it over.
That sounds fair. And
Well,
not really much of a better plan.
As far as I'm concerned, the last thing I remember was drinking. So maybe if I get into drinking, I'll remember.
Logic.
You know, that's a form of logic.
Typical.
So while
Alright.
while Kit's off to go have a bath, I'm gonna be going harassing the bartender.
Okay, great. Yeah, so when you find the Brinley Inn without, problem, it's busy. It's happening. Like, there are people at every table. There's a lively
Have a
bar.
very empty inn.
Yeah. Attendance level. It is as I tell you. And you can see, there's like a burly kind of dwarven barkeep behind the bar serving beer. There's a blonde-haired, we assume wench, kind of running to and fro, trying to keep up with patrons' orders. There's a happy little bard that's playing some jaunty tune. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna go up to the bartender and be like, "Hi, I was told that I could have a proper bath here."
Well, I think you were told right, lass. Would you
Lass.
also be in a room for the night?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, that'll be 2 gold. And as he
Neat.
says that, a hand kind of clamps onto his shoulder and says, Dracus, on the house for these ones. And you can see like a red furred tabaxi standing there.
Is this specifically for Dominic that on the house, or for the 3 of us?
It's gonna be for the 3 of you.
Okay, so they're dressing the 3 of us. Okay, got it.
So are we like all sharing the same room, or is it into 3 individual rooms?
I'm not sharing a room with either of you.
That is completely fair.
And I look up at the tabaxi and I go, "What's the catch?"
The catch is I'd like you to hear me out. Would you be inclined to come with me for a bit? And he gestures behind the bar.
Do you? I'm.
I just kind of look at him really suspiciously for a moment. It's like, I
So,
love this
sorry,
one.
we've kind of gone through a bit of a rough patch. Do we know you from somewhere? We appreciate the good gesture, but I think we've only just got into town.
Well, it's true that we don't know each other. I think I have an idea of some trouble you might have been in. You know, a little bit of... And he looks down to Bicker, who's kind of like just hunched in on itself. A little bit of goblin trouble.
Can I have the
Please.
bath before I hear you out?
No.
I try not to talk business while I'm covered in gross.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad.
He's gonna
I
snap
slept on the floor last night.
I've been worse.
He snaps his fingers and casts prestidigitation, and all of the ick kind of magics its way off of your skin and your clothes. Your clothes are still tattered, but...
Yeah. I gesture at the shirt. Can you do anything about this?
No.
I just kind of look over. It's like, I don't suppose you would want me to, but I probably can. I know I'm good with like tailoring. I say in a gruff lizard folk voice.
I just kind of give him the up and down. No, thank you.
Your wish.
Wait, you can cast
No.
Wish?
I don't know what that is.
About that word, please follow me.
All right.
I trust him.
And
Male or female tabaxi?
male tabaxi.
I trust him.
Okay.
Just go sauntering in.
So when he comes behind the bar, he's gonna lift up the carpet here, revealing a sort of staircase down. And
I guess this won't be the only time today we're heading to a dungeon.
after you,
I gotta get me
friends.
one of those. Just chuck on down, ducking most likely as I go through.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
second.
Watch
All
your
right, I
head.
head on down.
Okay.
If this is the red room, I'm fucking out.
The what now? Okay. So yeah, you come down to a small sort of storeroom. There's some crates and barrels, presumably with food and alcohol and stuff. There's also a few desks, and like a small human that's kind of in the far room. He's sort of just like leaning back on a chair, legs propped up on a desk, like a stick of wheat hanging out of his mouth, and he's just kind of whistling a jaunty tune to himself. So he doesn't even pay you any mind as you come in.
Does he come with the underground bar?
No, that's Toad. One of my helpers. And when he hears his name, he just kind of waves.
Understood.
Why do you call him Toad?
When you see it, you'll know.
And it's something I like perk up. It's like, I did say that may or may not have involved a toad. I think I was here. Neat. And then just carries on. It's now
Alright,
canon.
so,
Shit, it's the cops. Eat the drugs.
damn it! Heck. Okay, so it's really well lit down here, so you get a better look at this tabaxi guy as he comes in after you. So, like, bright red fur, he's got round spectacles. He only stands about 5 feet tall, and there's a long, ornate kind of robe trailing behind him. Like, this would probably fit you, Naroke, better, but he's wearing it. So that's just what he
Neat.
does, you know. So he steps over to a table and kind of leans against it and says, "I'm Ginley Hess. I run a small operation here to oppose what is now a common enemy between us. I
Ginley?
trust you may have heard.
Sorry, what was the name?
Sorry, Ginley. So Ginley Hes.
Okay.
Yeah. I run a small operation here to oppose what is now a common enemy between us. You may have heard the Heroes of the Shard.
Just today, yeah.
Maybe.
First day in the area.
So they did get the memory effect off on you, didn't they?
Oh,
Oh,
that's-
great.
That's a them thing.
Is that what happens when you order the special?
The what now?
Never mind.
Never mind.
You know, you keep talking about the special, and you're not persuading me that it's a sex thing.
I just know I ordered the special. I don't know what it entailed. Except that there may or may not have been a toad.
There is now. Any questions for him at this given moment?
I mean, I don't know which one.
What
to
do you
start
want
with.
us to do?
I guess that's the most important one.
Well, this is a group that kind of opposes me, and it's for the best interest of everyone in the realm that they be stopped.
Why?
Well, a bit of backstory. These heroes, as they call themselves, quite pretentious. They're pretty much loved by all. They've been dubbed, honorary saviors of the realm. People clamor all over themselves for them. These people are
Honorary saviors of the realm. Like, so they didn't actually save the realm?
No, they haven't saved anything, really. Depends on who you ask. They go around doing good deeds.
Okay.
And
people
you
are
want us to
blind.
off them?
We have to stop these good deeds.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
That's not good.
So, let me start with kind of this memory thing of yours. I think that's probably what you'd want to address. So there's a magical concoction made by one of their members, Callan. He's a cleric.
I'm a
Heard
cleric.
that name. I hate him.
Something we agree on. He's quite pompous. Not as pompous as Darwin, I tell you, but still pompous nonetheless. So, as for the substance itself, the ones they gave to the goblins to use on people, I'm familiar with its effects, being a typical tool of the heroes, but I have no way of reversing its properties.
God damn it.
That can only be done by the one who made it.
So
And trust
we're
me.
beating up Callum.
Eventually, perhaps. Your situation is more dire and involves a bit more tact than just beating them up. Because, no offense, with how you stand now, you wouldn't stand a chance just beating them up.
Look down at how I'm standing. Do my feet need to be wider apart? Like proper stance? Is that what's
No,
wrong?
I agree with him on this. I did see you whiff like 3 times in a row.
He was moving.
He was not moving.
He was moving a
At
little
the
bit.
exact same spot the entire time.
He was breathing. So, if you do not seek them out and get this cure, your minds will begin to wither and fade until there's nothing left of them but dust. I assume you probably couldn't tell me anything about, say, how you got here, where you live, what it is you do.
Well, we got here by walking.
He's just gonna try and ignore you there.
Sorry, I must inquire. Like, you seem to know a lot about this. How often does this happen? Like, are there people coming from that tower into this town like every couple weeks, or?
Well, judging by the pile, probably not.
Pile? No, most of them don't come out.
Ah, okay. There.
Toad. And Toad kind of perks up and takes his feet off the desk and is like, yeah. He's like, come over here, please. Total saunter over. Like, how many do you figure with that whole goblin horde since they hired them? How many people do you think have died? And Toad's he's gonna pull out like a little notepad and start flipping through. Be like, well, I reckon they got at least 30, although these are the first ones to ever make it out. I don't know if it says more about them or the goblins. Probably more about them.
I don't know,
There
the
wasn't many
the goblins weren't too bright. You know,
No, they usually
lock us in a room with our gear. That's just a recipe for unfortunates.
Suppose so. Guess that's why you're here, right?
So, I suppose I couldn't get a second opinion. So you're saying right now we have essentially been poisoned, and eventually we're going to lose all our memories unless we do this thing for you? I'm usually not too much a suspicious lizard, but that I'm a bit concerned. Like that's a lot, and it's a lot to take in.
It's not that much.
Yeah.
It's a very, very short setup. We do the thing or we die. It seems pretty black and white.
You are correct that you've been poisoned, and if you were just let it fester, if you will, maybe not today, maybe not in a month or a half a year, but relatively soon, considering the short span of your lives, yeah, you will be nothing but a bumbling husk of your former selves. A step above some, if you ask me, but still worrisome for you. The reason I want your... Oh, sorry?
Alright, what evidence can you give us that, that this was actually the so-called heroes, and this isn't just you running a game on us?
That's a fair point. I seem to know a bit about your situation, so I've got information that some random in the street wouldn't normally have.
Information that you would have if you were the one that poisoned us.
Very true. How do I explain to you my hatred for the heroes of the Shard?
But I think what the short human is trying to get at is...
I have average height.
As I look down 3 feet at you.
Your hatred for the heroes or whatever the heck they are. If you wanted someone to off them, you get someone else to hate them too. And thereby, if you did this thing, trying to convince us that, yeah, it was the heroes who did this thing to get us to hate them, to do your dirty work, it still doesn't solve anything.
You make a good point.
All in all, I'm up for smashing heads, but...
You've kind of hit the nail on the head with that, though. Let me address that. So it's not as easy as just hiring mercs to bash heads in. Everyone loves the heroes. This is why you're important to me, is because you actually have a reason to oppose them. This is the first time this has happened. Everyone I hire, as soon as they learn what I'm asking, they're out. They don't have the gall to do what I need them to do. I'm not asking you to be in it for me. I'm asking you to be in it for you.
Well, all in all, at that point then, you're hiring us. So, by all accounts, we could just go and bash Callan and get him to reverse what he did. But you're hiring us, so what are you paying? Because when it boils down to it, that's what matters. If I'm being hired, I'm a simple man. I like Shani.
Do the rest of you feel the same?
I think, as
Shine.
long as, I think as long as cash is flowing towards us and not flowing towards you, we have incentive to participate.
I can offer you a few things for working with me. Let me make it straight. This is quite mutual. The enemy of my enemy is my friend and all that.
I mean, why do you hate the hero? You've given us a reason to hate the heroes, but why do you hate them?
Quick pin in that. I'm going to turn to Naroke. Riches really mean nothing to me, but I suppose to you. Say, I don't know, 200 gold a month each. As long as you're working for me, you'll have free room and board here, any access to any supplies that we have on our operation.
All right, I'm
Yes.
interested.
I like money. That sounds good.
Okay, and then he's gonna turn back to you, March. Okay. I know things about them that normal folk don't. I know that the heroes are looking for 5 powerful artifacts wielded by the previous rulers of the lands before the war changed the world into what it is now.
You just went all gook.
Oh, okay. Can you still hear me now, or is it cutting out?
No, you're good.
Can hear you.
You're good again.
Okay. I'm going to repeat that if it's okay with you guys.
That'd be fantastic. 'Cause I didn't hear a thing.
Yep.
So I'm giving you the opportunity to work with me and get your lives back. Because, sorry about that. I hate the heroes of the Shard because I know what they're up to, essentially. I know their plans, and their plans are nothing good. They are looking for 5 powerful artifacts, wielded by the previous rulers of the lands, before the war changed the world into what it is now. I'm going to assume you don't remember them. There'll be time for a history lesson later, but these artifacts are very powerful, and when brought together, some very bad things can happen. Now, heroes need to bring these items together to harness its power, but they know not what they toy with. They hope to collect them and use the magic to dispel the blight on the land and bring about an abundance of life, kind of return the world to what it once was.
Sounds like a pretty good thing to be doing, considering the, barren landscape out there.
And therein why they are thought of as heroes. If they do this, it would be at the cost of every living thing. That kind of power to purify the world, life force is required to do that, and that life force has to come from somewhere. Indeed, we would all pay dearly. In order to reverse the effects, the essence of every living thing would have to go back into the earth. None would survive.
Neat.
Well,
Have you-
that's bad.
Have you tried telling them that?
Yes, but it's kind of hard to tell stupids that they're being stupid and have them be smart enough to believe you.
I feel a little called out that.
All right, now here's the part where you explain how this job is going to get us killed.
You mean get us not killed?
Well, it could get us not killed. It also could also get us killed in
That-
ways
that-
that
that
are more
is fair.
exciting than the way that we're already going to get killed.
Yeah,
true.
mindless husk doesn't sound like a good time.
I suppose when it's be killed now or be killed later, I don't plan on having you die. It would be a very bad thing for me. So, I, as this one kind of put it, and he gestures to you, Naroke, don't want you to bash heads in. That would end miserably. You are of no state to fight the heroes head on. That's not what I'm asking. That wouldn't help anyone. What I want you is to be one step ahead of them. They're looking for these artifacts, and we are going to find them first. So, it might involve delving into some old castles, some old ruins to search for the things that I require to stop it from being in the wrong hands.
Naroke just puts his hand up, just standing there.
Yes,
So they need all 5 of them, right?
correct.
So we need 1.
For being dumb, you sure are perceptive.
I can count to at least this many.
I'm more interested in. I still do not see how getting even one of these artifacts gets us that potential cure we need.
You gather all 5, they will come to me, and therefore come to you, and we can use the power of those artifacts to coerce them into healing you. I tell you now, if you stroll up to Callum and say, "Oh, excuse me, you kind of did me a spot of wrong there. Do you mind just fixing my noggin a bit?" They're going to laugh at you. They have no reason to help you. This, what they seek, is leverage to help you.
I mean,
So
could
we need
easily
2.
probably, yeah, 1 to trade to them to get the cure.
1 to trade for our brains, and then 2 is to keep
to keep the world from getting destroyed. I like that plan. I like how the big man thinks.
It's not enough. We need the items. I don't think you understand. If they're not found, the heroes will find them. And the risk to the world, I don't think you're getting it. Unless I can guarantee that I have these items safely with myself. Safely away from the heroes at any rate. I don't care if we destroy them. They're going to keep searching.
This is a bit of a tangent from the whole artifact thing, but so you were saying for a while, like, about 30 potential travelers have been killed in their tower all the way back there. If you knew it was happening, why didn't you do anything to try to stop it or save it? Sorry,
It's
I'm
of
just.
no consequence to me. People die all the time.
I see.
You are the first to survive, which tells me you're at least useful.
I understand completely.
Well, all in all,
Lizard understands all.
that's okay. I don't get it either. But what I do get is I'm getting paid, and aside from fixing whatever made me dumb.
Yeah, I don't want to think too hard about the world being purified. I just want to get this stuff out of my head and my memories back in my head.
That's
And
fair.
if you help me, I will help you.
Wonderful.
So, out of curiosity, and maybe you told us this already, but I don't remember. How many heroes are there?
5.
And who are they? We got Callan and Darwin.
A bunch of jackasses is what they are.
Is that one person or 2?
Just one person. Callum, the cleric. Almost the most pompous out of the bunch, but not quite. Dizzy is their druid. Tiny little thing. You wouldn't think she's a threat on her own, but her white tiger kind of puts the fear in you if you think less of her. And that's Dizzy, D-I-Z-Z-Y.
Okay.
Paladin, Sir Darwin. Don't like that bloke either. He's kind of the face of the heroes. He's the kissing baby sort. He strolls into town and women are throwing their firstborn at him just to get a little peck on the cheek. It's quite weird.
That sounds like it would be a very unfortunate case for those babies.
Agreed. Fenris, Fenris, they're barbarian. If Darwin isn't the muscle they need, then Fenris is. Her brawns are matched by not many, I must say. And they also have a rogue, a halfling that goes by the name of Purveus. 5 heroes, all in all.
Neat. Okay,
Are you all right? Does that add up?
I think so.
Look, I'm not asking for an answer tonight. I should say that. You are free to room and board here. Think on it for a bit, mill it about, and let me know in the morning.
Well, as long as I'm getting paid, It's good enough for me.
Are you sure you don't want me to fix your shirt, Dominic? Or Nick?
I'm fine.
Okay. Well, if you can't find a tailor, let me know.
And I'm just gonna kind of lean over to Marsh, like, if it's all the same to you, that shirt needs to go.
I make a bit of a hearty chuckle in character too.
I choose to believe you're hitting on me instead of insulting my fashion sense.
Okay, well, sorry, what about this Toad fellow? I assume he works with you?
And Toad will perk up in this and be like, yeah, I'm intel. I know roughly the whereabouts, the whoabouts, the whatsabouts goes on with the hero of the shard. I got eyes and ears all over these lands.
I'm gonna walk up to Toad, just look him straight in the face, like, what is the special?
The special what now?
I ordered the special. There may not have been a Toad involved, and you are Toad.
Sir, you are the special.
Yes. But I can't eat me. I don't think I'm that flexible.
I could eat you.
I could eat you too.
True.
I can or cannot guarantee that I may or not have eaten your kind in the past.
Yes, everyone can technically eat anything. Why are we talking about this?
Probably because I'm hungry.
Right. We'll sleep on it, talk it over, and have an answer for you tomorrow.
That's all I ask. When you get upstairs, talk to Brinley. She will see about your rooms. I thank you for hearing me out. And he will gesture towards the stairs
All right,
which
we'll fuck
you had
off.
descended. Hey,
I will duck as I go up the stairs again.
ducking low.
Okay, I track down the bar wench and be like, "Are you Brinley?"
Yeah, so you will be approached when you ask by a really tall, robust woman with short, spiky brown hair. Her arms are like jacked from years of just throwing unruly patrons out on their asses from the tavern. She's very broad-chested, and she's gonna say, "Oi, that be me. Are you Gimli's friends?"
Yeah, the boss man said that you would be seeing about our rooms.
Yes, he mentioned something about that. I reckon you'll be needing keys. I'm just gonna
I
pull
get-
up from her hat.
I'm gonna pull out the key from my pocket that I still have from the goblin tout. I got a key.
Oh, that's lovely.
It
You've
opened
got
every
to-
door I've needed so far.
It's a skeleton
I don't
key.
think that's true.
She kind of shakes it off. No, it can't be a skeleton key. So, 3 rooms for you. 13, 14, and the storage room. Free to use as you need.
Wait,
And
you
she's
said there was... Sorry, the storage room?
So I'm
we
sticking
just
to the
call it
storage
that,
room.
don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I grab the key to 13. Dibs.
I grab the nut. I slowly head towards the nut storage room key.
I take the storage room key, and I'm... stick them in different pockets.
And Vicar, who has kind of just been listening in on this, is gonna kind of get your guys' attention and be like, so I think I'm just gonna bugger off if that's cool with you guys.
We
You
saved your
don't need me,
life.
right? Yeah, but that doesn't mean I owe you. I mean,
I'm
technically
pretty.
say-
I'm pretty sure that does mean you owe us.
No. He can do whatever he pleases with his newfound freedom. He doesn't owe us anything.
I don't know.
That's
Like
great.
a few hours ago, he was saying, "Just let me die in peace," and now he's standing here alive. So
the ramblings of the dying, you know, they say crazy things.
How about you owe us a favor? We go our separate ways.
I don't like outgoing people, but I also
then that means-
guarantee I'll... Go on.
Well, if you don't like going people, then that means that when we call on that favor, you'll be quick to have it done.
No, here's the thing is I wouldn't. I know me. I wouldn't lift a finger.
I can lift your fingers.
Tell you what, I need a place to stay. Let me stay in one of your guys' rooms tonight, and we'll readdress this tomorrow.
Good
I
time.
got the storage room.
Pick whoever you like.
So it's either me or the lizard.
Lizard guy over here seems to actually care about my existence, so I'll room with him.
Enjoy
Sure
your
thing.
lunch.
I laugh.
So Brindley's just gonna kind of perk up and be like, all right, follow me. And she will take you up to the stairs where all the rooms are and point out your respective rooms for the night. They're nothing too lavish. There's 2 beds in each. Dresser for your stuff, nice cozy linens and pillows. Naroke, you are indeed in a storage room, but it also has a nice bed.
So what's in this storage room? There's a bed, but what else?
There's buckets and mops, like a broom, a wide bristled broom, several brooms actually. There looks to be like a jar of this kind of antiseptic smelling clear liquid, probably some sort of cleaner. There's rags hanging on like a bunch of racks at the back.
Can I fit one of those brooms in my chest?
No, the handle is too it's too long of a handle.
Oh, it's fine if it's like jutting out, but I just like stuck it in and then just close, like partially closed the lid.
Okay, if you can't close the lid, absolutely.
I assume with most of the weapons I have in there, I wouldn't be able to close the lid anyways.
That's a good point. Yeah, you can steal a broom if you like.
I'm adding a broom to my inventory.
All right.
I'm gonna clean this world up.
Okay,
Before,
and go on.
before the lady who's helping us disappears, I ask her if there's any sort of butcher or lumber yard nearby in town.
Yes, we have a Butcher Pete, in the market. He's usually there selling his wares. And, lumber. No, we don't really deal with lumber here.
Which should be enough. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. Sleep tight. Then she's going to go down the stairs and tend to her, the rest of her tavern. And with that, I think we'll stop for our break.
Alrighty.
We've been going for 2 hours, so we'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. Yeah, thanks, guys.
See you in 10 minutes. Okay, we are live.
Live as live can be.
Yay!
All right, so our 3 players plus a little wily goblin you guys are going to retreat to your rooms for the night.
That pulls.
Is there
I think we
anything-
wanted to talk some things over first.
Absolutely.
Grab some dinner and talk some shit over.
Yep. Definitely grabbing. So Brinley is the bartender as well. You said?
No, so the bartender is Gareth. So he's the kind of the dwarf that's behind the bar at all times. If there's problems with patrons, Brinley will deal with them.
Okay.
All right, so I'll go up to the bar and be like, okay, what's good here?
Well, are you thinking drinking or are you feeling eating?
I think we're starting food. I don't think bourbon on an empty stomach is a good idea right now.
It's usually not. We got stew. How's stew sound for you? Lots of vegetables in it.
Okay, what else is in the stew besides vegetables?
It's mostly vegetables. Cat corn, razor potato.
Is that cat and corn or just cat corn?
Cat corn.
Okay.
You know what cat corn is, right?
I haven't a clue.
It's like one of the most popular things you can farm. He's kind of looking at you like, are you new here? Like,
And I'm just staring straight back at him, just like,
there's cat corn in it. It's delicious.
Okay. I'll get some stew then.
stew and the
kinda-
strongest booze you got.
Just gonna do a quick run at the butcher, grab some stuff there, and I'll be right back. I'll be a couple minutes.
So before I jump to the butcher, so Gareth is gonna say, since you're with Gimli, it's all on the house tonight, so eat up. But don't drink me
Marvelous.
out of house and home. He's
I'll
pointing
make
to
no
you,
promises.
because you're a big fella that looks like you can drink a lot.
I'll make
Not
no
to undermine.
promises.
Okay. Yeah, and he will get to serving your orders. All right, Marsh, you are looking for the butcher.
Yeah, I just wanted to just quickly, on top of just grabbing like a leg of something, I wanted to see if I can find him and grab some like scraps of some kind. So, yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of follow the what was the bar wench's name again?
Brinley.
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 Wait, is that the
Yeah.
wench or the...
Sorry, Brinley runs the inn and kind of tavern. And the wench. Oh, you weren't introduced to her. There's just a wench.
Well, I will ask
Unknown
her
wench.
what she goes by.
They just call me wench.
Okay. I follow her directions to the butcher that she gave me previously.
Okay. And yeah, it's be super easy to find. Like, she just kind of reiterates
Yep.
what you sort of remember, because you had to pass through the kind of the market
Yep.
to get to the inn. So you can retrace your steps to the stand where you saw the butcher, and you figure you'll find him there.
Yep.
And you do. He's it's getting into early evening, so people are starting to pack up, but he is still there.
Yeah, I just kind of quickly go up to him and it's like, yes, hello, is it Peter? Is that your name?
Yep, Butcher Pete.
Pete. Could I have a leg of anything? And do you have some scraps I can borrow?
Leg of anything. That's interesting. How does some has some fish? Do you leg of fish?
Wait, fish legs?
Yeah.
I do some fishing myself. I'm not too familiar with that delicacy.
It's fine eating around here.
Okay, sure, I'll take a fish leg. And
Before copper.
and also, do you have any bones and stuff? I can take off your hands, scraps of some sort.
He kind of looks in like the chum bucket that exists from when he's like carving up meat and stuff, and is like, you can have your pick from in there.
Sounds like a deal. I give him the 4 copper. I take the fish leg, and then I kind of like pick out some stuff from the chum bucket. I don't take the entire thing, but I take a lot of like the bones and the cartilage and stuff. And I
Okay.
wish him good day and head back to the bar quickly.
And it's worth noting that this fish leg, it is slimy and like a pale gray. Like, it doesn't look appetizing at all. And it kind of, think of like a mermaid tail. So it comes down like a mermaid tail, but where you would expect sort of like a normal kind of heart-shaped fin, maybe, it's shaped kind of like a webbed foot.
Gross.
Marsh is very intrigued to see what it tastes like, but he's gonna take it to the inn first and make sure to eat it in company. So
Absolutely. Okay. And you find the inn with no problems.
okay,
All right, so
I'm ready.
I guess Naroke and I are grabbing a table.
Yep, I try to find. It shouldn't be too hard. I find where you guys are, and then I'll just.
Yeah, walk
take a
into the
seat.
bar and look for the person who's sitting down but is still tall enough to be standing.
Basically. Yeah. So yeah, assuming find you guys easily, I sit my butt down and start nibbling, taking dainty bites because I'm using my indoor manners, and I ask Nick, so what do you want to talk
Okay.
about?
First things first, I don't know either of your names.
I'm Naroke.
Hi,
I'm
Naroke.
I'm Marsh Weaver. I usually just go by Marsh.
Cool. Marsh and Naroke. As you probably overheard, I'm Dominic. You can call me Nick. What the fuck are we gonna do?
I just kind of like look around and it's like, is anyone like listening in on us, or are we kind of secluded enough we're probably fine?
You're secluded enough. I mean, like the bar's like got tables that are fairly close to each other, but it's rowdy AF in here. No one seems to be paying you any mind. In
Yeah.
fact, like to sort of hear each other, you kind of have to huddle in anyways and speak. So there's no real risk of like people listening in on you, unless they were like really freaking close.
That said, I think we should assume that anything we say in here will get back to Gimli at some point.
Well, I mean, the first thing I would want to say is I normally don't what's a good way to put this? I think it's a bit suspicious if the first thing when we got out of a dungeon is to hear we have to do a job for someone or die. I mean, I do like finding work and keeping busy. It's kind of weird.
It's
Listen,
work and it's paying work as far as I'm concerned.
Listen, if I wanted to rip somebody off, I would definitely say you've been poisoned and I've got the only antidote. If I really wanted to rip somebody off, I would also say I need your help to save the world.
I would definitely, absolutely love to get some sort of second opinion from absolutely anyone else.
I don't think there is a second opinion. I
mean,
think we go into this knowing that there's a possibility we're getting screwed. But I don't see many other options.
It's got to be some sort of alchemist that could maybe just, I don't know, take a tiny bit of our blood, cast some spells on it, and figure out what we're afflicted with. Can't just be the first guy we meet in a bar.
Well, on one hand, I agree with you that even for myself, this seems fishy. And I'm kind of look over at the fish foot thing that you brought back, and it's like,
yeah, I take another nibble of it as you're speaking.
or maybe
I'm
it's just the fish leg.
It tastes okay.
Fish aren't supposed to have legs. But as far as I'm concerned, if he's paying me, that's fine. If he stops paying me, that's when there's an issue.
If he starts needing more things from us than he's giving to us, that's also a problem.
Yeah.
If you really want to get someone on the hook, you make them think they're gonna make money.
I just very particularly disliked how the only way we can get the cure was to essentially get all the artifacts for this guy. Like, the cure is held by one person. It's probably some sort of convincing or a different way we can get the cure without, potentially saving I say quietly, saving the world, if that's actually a thing.
I think there's a possibility. I don't think that we'll get to that point in time to not die, if that is apparently in the cards for us.
Now that being said, Marsh, was it?
Yes, Marsh.
Okay.
Marsh Weaver.
So I opt that we go this route. Now, maybe can look over at Dominic. It's like, let me know if this makes sense, because I think it might. For now, we go along with his shtick. That gets us money in our pocket, and we go for Marsh's idea of trying to get a second opinion somewhere at some point, if we can find someone who has enough know-how to be able to do that. Aside from that, as long as we're getting paid, we carry on with this shtick unless, things get more fishy, and it's not just because of his lunch.
Yeah, what is that? Why do you have that?
I just figured I'd pick up a snack while I'm getting some things before the night. It's fish leg. You want some?
No.
Oh, that's okay. Nibble, nibble.
Did I
yeah,
get a drink from the bartender as well?
You get whatever you want, because basically it's an open bar for you guys.
Stew and the hardest booze he's got.
Yep, and he will give it to you.
Spiffy. So as you like start eating the fish leg, I'm like, nope. Take a big swig, whatever the heck I've got.
Well, yeah, Naroke, I would say I would have anything better to do if it wasn't for the fact I don't actually remember if I have anything better to do. So this is all we got so far. So I think, yeah, while we're helping out these guys, maybe we can probably get the actual answers we're looking for, because I feel like there's just so much he's not including.
Well,
he's not sure whether
that's a
but-
given.
But I don't even know where to start.
The discussion of, oh, there's these magical artifacts, and there's these 5 schmucks who are trying to blow up the world by saving it. That's a very short description for what could be going on.
Yeah, so
If the fact that I understand it means there was not enough explained.
Yeah, I think we go along with it while keeping in mind that there's the possibility that we're being screwed and that we're being lied to.
I would almost say it's guaranteed, but no, I like the sound of that. Sorry, I'm just.
And that being said,
What
all
happened
things considered, Gimli does look like he has a very snappable neck, so if all else fails, we could call in a favor from our goblin friend.
Yeah, did we leave Vicar in my character's room? I don't remember.
Vicar would not have joined you guys. He would just
Yeah.
be trying to rest off the day's trials in your room.
Yeah, okay.
Having remembered there's still a key in him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe running off right away isn't the best idea.
Like I said, whenever he wants. Cool. Well,
Which means that
seems like
Gimli or Bicker would owe us twice.
yeah, actually, what do we? I guess we'll just let the. What are we gonna do about Bicker? I guess we'll just let him go. I mean, you said he's kind of in our service, but like.
Well, the way
Man,
I see it, of the 4 of us, Bicker has the second most kills.
You're right.
You did okay, Mel?
I'm feeling,
That's good.
I'm feeling a lot better about Bicker than I am about you guys right now. I'm gonna be really honest.
Hey, I never said I was much of a fighter. I just thought it was kind of implied. Our big friend over here could hit a few goblins, but I guess they are pretty short.
Yeah, I basically have to sit down to be on their level. And even then, they're shorter than I am. That being said, I did also get us out of the said tower. Without
Yeah, no.
requiring to murder a goblin. Well, I
think
supposed we had to murder them anyways, but...
I think I still see some acid burns in your hair, but do you have hair?
I do not.
No.
Naroke is bald.
Oh, okay. Maybe that wasn't the acid. You always were lacking of hair.
Yeah, the character token that we have in Roll20 is actually my character.
Oh, okay. Well, I would love to share some of my stories with you guys as we drink, but you know, I can't.
Yeah, you know,
think
the
of,
fact that we don't have any.
So, I guess
Well,
I'm just gonna go.
I've got stories. That I had this one time where I woke up in this strange tower in chains.
It's gonna be a long night.
And this is the point that Dominic's very glad that they're in a different room.
And on that note, I think I'm gonna go check in on Bicker and probably hit the sack. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure meeting you two.
Don't hit it too hard.
So I guess I'll head back to my room.
All right. you retreat for the night. The other two. What shenanigans do you get up to?
Once I have some actual food in me, I'm gonna see if there's any quality bourbon at this bar.
Yeah. I mean, they've got bourbon. It smells like it'll take the hair off your chest.
Oh, I can't afford to lose any hair on my chest. Okay.
Not enough there to begin with.
It's not a whole lot to begin with.
You just have the little, like, tuft. You have, like, the V-neck on your shirt. It's, like, the little tuft that's, like, just in the right spot, and that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. All right,
You can surmise that the liquor here is good because of how many patrons are here. You know,
No,
you have it in place.
it's because the liquor is good, or because it's the only bar in town. Because Brinley went and beat up the other bartenders.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a nightcap, but I'm not gonna get wasted.
All right. Yeah, Gareth will make that up freely.
Just a shot of bourbon, and then I'm done.
Is there anyone gambling at the moment?
Always. There's always people gambling. Damn you.
Neat. Does anyone look like they're betting anything good? Like, are they explicitly betting, like, money, or are people dropping items too?
I think it's, from what you can tell, I mean, the bar is loud and it's not like you can exactly hear people. 1 second. Token layer. There's these 3 dwarves sitting at a table. Are they visible to you?
Yep.
Yes.
They have been going ham all night. You can overhear them, like, placing bets and being like, "Ante up, you fucker!" Like, so you can tell they've been gambling all night. As to exactly what they're gambling with, you're not sure, but, you know, they're there doing their thing.
All right, I'm heading over there.
Yep, I'm absolutely going. I'm just gonna take the chair from the table and I might just walk over and plunk. How much for a round?
Oh ho ho! This guy right here is gonna be like, "We got some fresh meat in town, eh? You up for a toss of the dice?"
I'm fresher than whatever that fish leg thingy is, but sure.
What now?
That's what I
doesn't
thought.
matter. Oh, this is... Do each of you have your own set of dice with you now?
Yes.
Because it's going to be weird to gamble if I can see your rolls.
Oh, you're doing the 5 dice thing that I was doing?
Yes, because that's
Okay.
the only gambling I know. Damn it, Giggle.
Alright, I'm not joining the game just yet. I'm gonna circle and case the whole situation.
Watch to see
Alright.
how badly I get ripped off.
Yeah.
Well, as I'm circling around, I want to see who's got what in terms of valuables.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So we need 5d20.
5d20, which means I also need 5d20. Why did I put my dice away? What
I
was
don't know.
thinking?
That was a silly decision.
That was a silly decision. So this gentleman here, this dwarf, he looks angry, like he's folded down on himself. There's no money in front of him. Like, he did not win the bets tonight, and you can kind of tell he's out of it. But the other two, they're rowdy, they're pissed ass drunk, they're having a really good go at it. So they are happy to be gambling with you. So it'll be the 3 of you.
Okay.
All right. And so this dwarf's gonna be like, "God, the name's Louis.
Blue.
What's yours?
Naroke.
Naroke. Naroke, Naroke, Naroke. You ready to toss him?
What's the ante?
We're up to 10 gold right now.
Yeah, I'll do that. Drops in 10 gold.
Okay. And so you know that you're gonna roll your dice and you're gonna put them in whatever order you wish.
Yeah.
And then, okay, cool. So.
Okay.
Sorry, that's the first roll. Ooh. Sorry, my poker face is really bad, apparently. Okay. So the first number is revealed.
Which is a 3.
We got a 3 as well. And the unnamed dwarf here got a 2.
Haha!
Okay. So, no one takes that one. Second dice.
14.
We got a 16.
Aw.
Unnamed got a 12. Third.
8.
Oh, Louis got a 7. Unnamed got a 9.
Damn.
Next.
12.
Louis got an 11.
Fuck you, Louis.
And unnamed got a 2.
Booyah! 1 out of 4.
Out
And
of 4.
17 is my last one.
17 is your last one. Well, Louis got an 18.
Damn.
Unnamed
1
got
out
a
of 5.
20.
Oof.
So unnamed here is he's rolling with 2.
I won 1.
Yep. So yeah, you know. Oh,
Alright.
don't worry, man. That's how she goes.
So while this is happening, do I see anything valuable on any of these guys? Aside from the fact that they've probably all got coin purses.
Yeah, that's fair. So this gentleman here, who you think is actually quite drunk because he's not even paying attention to what's going on at the table, and he's got his head sort of resting on, not the corner, but the edge of the round table there. And he's got, it's hanging off of his belt, and it looks like a set of peculiar wind chimes. Like it's kind of got a faint glow to it. But otherwise, from the glow, it just looks like wind chimes, but probably something magical there.
Okay, so first things first, while the gambling is going on, I want to get a second shot of bourbon, but I don't want to drink it. I want to swish it around inside my mouth so my breath reeks of booze.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then, in the middle of the game, while everyone's focused on their rolls, I'm going to come up behind the guy with the shiny, and I'm just going to collide with him and pretend to be really drunk and be like, oh my god, sorry, I'm so sorry, man, are you okay? And I'm going to try to get the wind chimes off his belt.
Okay, can you roll me? Oh man, is sleight of hand a thing in this?
It is.
Yeah,
Or am
sleight
I
of hand's
thinking
a thing.
Pathfinder?
I have
Woo,
a plus 7
17.
to sleight of hand, so...
Oh,
that's
oh
a
man.
That's
So
That nat
that's a
20.
20.
That nat 20 sleight of hand.
That's
As you kind
27 total.
he sort of acknowledges that you're kind of there, and he perks up a bit and is like, I didn't do it. And he's gonna lay his head back down on the table, and is none the wiser to your sticky fingers.
Yay.
So you now have a presumably magical set of wind chimes.
Presumably
Neo.
magic wind chimes.
Okay. Are you in for some more late gambling?
Sure, we'll do one more round. Just that way we don't take up too much time with just spinning dice.
I come up to Naroke and I kind of mutter in his ear, if you can find us a card game, I think I can make us some money.
Does it look like there's anyone in the bar playing cards at the moment?
Not that you can tell. It's mostly dice here.
Okay.
Shame, I'll have to save that one for later.
Those are numbers. Actually, I want that one there.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I am all set.
All right. Louis comes out with a 17,
Yeah, 7.
and Unnamed comes out with a 4. So
I'm doing really good at this.
the second number for Louis is a 5.
Nat 20.
Oh yeah, and Unnamed has a 4, so you're taking point there.
Okay,
Next we have a 6 and a 9.
I have a 10.
Second point to you.
And then I have a 19.
16 and 4. Buddy rolled 3 4s.
And that's 3 for me. And my
And
last
then
one is a 1.
4 and 7. So Unnamed gets 1, but there's an obvious winner here.
So how much do I... So basically I broke even with the 2 rounds. Is that basically what goes on? Okay.
Because they would have done they're playing like 10 gold a round essentially.
Yeah.
So.
Although that if it's 10 gold a round, it'd be 20 in, 10 or 30 out. If.
Yes.
Okay, so I gain 10 gold.
Yeah, or you would get the rest of that.
Okay, spiffy. So I'll add my 10 gold. Okay.
Anything else you guys want to do for the evening in the tavern inn?
Well, I got something cool. Naroke lost and then gained money. I think I'm done for the night.
Yeah, I think Naroke's good for the night as well.
All right.
It says for my battlesmith thing that I like recreate my construct after a long rest, so I'm just kind of picturing that I'm just spending the night remaking a new construct for myself.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah, I still want that bath, even though I got prestidigitated. I still need that bath.
Yeah, and this inn does have baths, so there's
Thank
a separate like kind of room outside that you can go to. That's kind of like on a naturals like hot spring sort of.
Fancy.
Yeah.
I will go and visit that in the morning.
You can bathe away your sins in that if you so choose.
That's not gonna get rid of my sins.
Yeah, it's gonna need a couple of dips to get rid of all mine.
Okay, and then you'll have a long rest, restoring any. I don't think any spell slots were used, but
That's not true.
I used one.
oh, you
Yeah.
did. My apologies. You
Yeah,
totally did.
to heal our very important party member, Bicker.
I was thinking like pew pew spells, but yes.
That being said, if Bicker hadn't clothesline and snapped the neck of the goblin that was running away, I was going to use one of my ranged spells to just bop, and then probably miss that one too.
You were gonna kill Becker?
No, if Bicker hadn't killed the goblin that was running away, I was going to snipe the goblin that was running away.
Oh, okay.
I heard that.
I'll kill Bicker. Just send a message to the other goblins.
The other dead goblins.
No, actually, considering my luck so far, I'd have probably rolled a nat 1 and accidentally just shot Bicker. Because out of the 3 attacks I have made that were not, or that were against living creatures, I have nat 1'd once. So currently I'm 1 for 3.
Wow, that's yeah. I like those odds. Okay, so some of you, you partake in the inn's natural sort of hot spring. It's got a faint metallic-y kind of smell to it, but you're able to, wash away the grime of however long you were out. You don't know when you last had a bath. And you sleep quite soundly, a very stark difference from the cold, hard, ruined floors.
I'm probably just sleeping on the floor in the storage room.
There's a bed!
Before I go to sleep, I kind of mentioned to Bicker, it's like, okay, so Bicker, we're sharing a room, but the only thing I know that you do is steal things. So I'm just gonna tell my construct here to make sure you don't steal any of my things. It sounds good, Bicker?
And tell me a bit about your construct.
So yeah, battlesmiths get a steel defender, which is like a it's like a medium construct that can do attack, can distract things, and can repair itself. So normally people kind of do dogs. I was kind of thinking of making mine kind of like essentially like a dinosaur raptor or something like that. Just
Nice.
make mine dino themed, and I imagine most constructs are like more made out of like metal and iron. I'm kind of picturing mine's more made out of like wood, stuff you'd find in the forest, and a combination of like some like bones and sinew. So
I like a bit more whimsical than like forgery.
yeah,
yeah,
just kind of like picture a crazy swamp craftsman tries to make a construct, and it's vaguely raptor shaped.
I think that's awesome. So Bicker is going to be very intimidated by this kind of dino raptor that's I picture him kind of just like perched by your bed but keeping a keen eye on Bicker,
Yeah, basically. That's right.
and you're just like, Hey man, as far as I'm concerned, you're the only one to treat me like a person. You offer to, do some stuff with the key. We're cool.
Do you,
we're
do,
cool.
do you want that key out now? Now would be the best time.
Let me get a drink. And he's
Okay.
gonna leave the room.
He's not coming back.
Back. No, he
That's
is
the last we saw of Bicker ever.
Bicker, true to his word, comes back to your room after having several shots for his tiny, tiny frame.
Yep.
How drunk is
because in his
Bicker?
head, I rolled a 20.
So he's sober.
So, very sober. But he's got a stagger to him. So I feel like he's mentally like, yeah, I could solve for the hypotenuse, but I also don't know where my feet are. So there's a give and take there. So he's gonna flop down on the floor by a raptor. Be like, I don't know if I'm gonna pass this out normally, so do your worst. And I'm just like,
Okay, so yeah, I just take one of my sharp implements from a crafting tool because I do my spells through crafting tools, and all I do is I just kind of like, so it seems to be the stitching was really bad. I'll undo some of the stitching. I'll try to use a relatively delicate touch to get in there and pull the key out.
Delicate.
And then once the key's out, I'm gonna use another cure light wounds to hopefully do a better job than the stitches. So that's kind of the way I was planning on doing it.
okay. So as you start to, like, I kind of assume you take a dagger of some sort to just like slowly start picking away at the stitches there. And as you do that, Bicker is gonna like wad up his shirt and put it in his mouth because he realizes this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
Kind of bite down on.
This is kind of where I'm hoping, like, if the stitches weren't that good, maybe it like.
But you cure wounds him earlier, which already sealed the wound, so you're basically just recutting open the wound.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
Also,
the stitches would.
Speaking of cure wounds.
Congratulations, you stabbed him again.
Also, speaking of cure wounds, Mel, are we doing the?
We forgot to roll for wild magic. I feel awful about that. Whoops. I will remember going forward that it is a first level spell. So, first one's free. You know what they say. Everybody gets one.
Oh, could you remind me how wild magic works in the world again? I
would love to. So since magic is really unstable in this world, any spell, level 1 or higher, so this doesn't affect cantrips, that you cast has a chance to spark wild magic. So if you use Cure Light Wounds now, which is a first level spell, you will roll me a d20, and if you roll a 1, that surges a random effect from wild magic.
hopefully I don't fireball the end, because that would be funny.
It's like cure wounds. Suddenly, velociraptors. Actual velociraptors.
Cool. Well, looks like we're good.
Great. Whew.
I would have laughed if I that surged.
I could maybe survive a fireball at full health, but this is like before I had the long rest because I wanted to like use all my slots up before I finished the long rest, so
Totally.
that would suck.
Yup.
Makes a lot of sense. And Bicker's gonna try his best to not like twitch and stuff to make your life worse, and at one point he'll kind of pull his shirt out and be like, "Can your raptor like sit on me or something?"
Sure can.
That's a
and then I
strange
just tell the
request.
raptor to sit on him, and he can do that easily.
Great, just to help with the body jerking.
Yep. So yeah, do the thing. Yeah.
Now, can you please roll me a what would be fun for this?
Medicine.
Roll me a medicine check first.
Sure thing.
Ooh, that one.
Okay. So this medicine check is to see if you can be like, all right, so the stomach should feasibly be here. There's this sort of scar. So you know what? The skin is probably tightened up a bit, so I should go a little bit below the scar, is kind of what you're thinking. So
Yep.
you're going to make your first incision a little bit below that. Great. Can you roll me another medicine check?
Let's try this again.
He's gonna
And
die.
that's how he died.
Ah, okay.
10.
Nice little 10.
Okay. Yeah, Bicker is, not having a good go at it. He's doing his best to like keep quiet. He's got this gag in his kind of mouth. He's like, but he's actually not twitching too much.
Well, yeah, because he's got a giant raptor sitting on him.
Yeah, so that helps. And so you've cleared away. So like there's the first dead layer of skin, and then a little bit deeper, and then you kind of cleared away into some of the muscle, and I picture you've made the incision quite smaller than what the goblins would have initially done.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to open them up that wide. And now you're sort of feeling around in for his stomach to see if you can kind of like gently pinch a hard mass inside him. So just roll me a straight d20, please.
But this is another nat 1. We're losing Bicker.
Bicker's gonna fucking die. Oh god.
It wasn't a 1.
All right, so you're like, I think this is the key. Like you're sort of poking and prodding at it, and it feels harder than the rest of the tissue and stuff around. So you're like, I think this is it. So you're gonna go in with your knife and try and just like do slight little strokes to only just scrape up at the skin. Can you roll me another medicine check?
Bye, Bicker. It's been nice knowing you.
Yep. That's another 5.
Yeah, great.
Oh god.
And so you're like, this is perfect. I think I got it. So you're gonna, as you kind of get 2 fingers in there, you sort of squeeze at where the bottom of the lump you found was to try and push whatever it was up. And you push up some gravel, like some big chunks of gravel.
Why were you eating rocks? And like,
Are-
I know
are-
he can't reply to me because he's being gagged, but why were you eating rocks?
Are goblins like birds and have to swallow rocks to be able to digest things?
I think they don't always eat well. So at this point, Bicker is, he's kind of breathing really hard, and you think, I gotta wrap this up really quick, because he's not doing so well. Like, this is getting a little out of hand.
I'll say.
And you think if you keep going now, which you can, it might take a turn for the worst. So,
You mean it
It's not
hasn't
looking great.
already?
So what I'm saying is like, I haven't got the key yet, right?
correct.
Well, I said I'd do it. I'm gonna give it at least one more try.
No.
All right. Can you roll me another
Bye,
medicine
Bicker.
check? As
Bye,
Bicker,
Ah!
his head kind
That was over a 10.
that was over 10.
Out of the, what, 4 rolls? 1, 2, 3...
Yeah.
5 rolls to get a roll above 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're gonna dig a little bit deeper, a little bit lower into his abdomen, and feeling around, and you can't actually feel any hard masses left in his stomach, save for those weird like gravel rocks that he was eating for some reason. And so you're gonna surmise that the key is actually passed through his stomach and is now into his intestine. And
I'm not gonna. I think nature will take its course. I'm not gonna start digging around his intestines. You know what? Maybe I'll just say it's out of your stomach.
okay, so you've got this goblin who's kind of dozing in and out of consciousness. Your raptor sitting on his legs to help keep him pinned down. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, like that. I'm just gonna use that cure light wounds I used. I'm just gonna patch it up, and yeah. I hope he just doesn't think about it very hard.
See, what I'm curious about is why you'd be assuming that the key is in his stomach or in his intestines if they cut him open to put the key in. Wouldn't that just be this like somewhere in his like chest cavity?
Baker
I don't
assumed
know.
it was his stomach. That's what he gave you guys to work with, was like the stomachy area.
I'm just gonna kind of hope that the fact that it like made it through the stomach means that the stomach acid probably maybe I'm just gonna be hopeful. It'll be fine. Cool. And yeah, no, I'll just finish up this atrocity.
All right.
Custody is right.
Bicker survives. Like, I wouldn't say he's tip-top. You healing him back closed again, I'm sure he's going to be really appreciative of, but he doesn't wake up from his spot on the floor. He's breathing. It's not as labored. You don't think he's going to get up anytime soon. He probably needs a good rest.
Yeah, I just kind of make sure he's on the bed. I get the raptor off of him, and then I just go to my bed and go to sleep.
All right.
That was maybe the worst thing I've ever had to watch in a D&D game.
Oh, just you wait. It gets better.
I was eating gravel.
Yeah, no, it's like...
I actually like to think that goblins, when they're grabbing their food, they're not always, like, really caring. So if there's food on the ground, they're just grabbing handfuls of it.
I actually tried to make a logical deduction in which, like, it's just like, you know what, if, like, the goblin digestive system often has gravel in it, it can probably maybe digest an old key, so he's probably going to be fine. That's how I surmised it in my head.
And that makes sense. Those are, like, logical pathways to connect.
I just figured that they must be like birds and that they have to swallow gravel to digest their food.
Yeah.
And night passes in the town of Black Falls with no problems. The guards are doing their jobs, everyone's happy. You can sort of hear the din from downstairs as you're sleeping if you're a light sleeper, but all in all, the night goes really well. And it is the next morning. The morning sun is kind of blocked by clouds, so it's a drearier day than it was yesterday. But what are you guys gonna do with this fine day ahead of you?
First thing I'm doing is going and having a bath. Because I was waiting till morning.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna go see if I can find a tailor, because this is the only set of clothes I got on me, apparently.
All right, Baroth Taylor. Marsh, what are you feeling, buddy?
I'm trying to think. I guess I'll just kind of maybe just wander near. Is this town near like a lake or river or stream or pond or anything?
Yeah, there's sort of like a really shallow kind of stream on the outskirts of it that you would have passed.
Yeah,
walking from the ruins.
I'm just gonna go there for if it's not too far. I'm just gonna go there and kind of gather up the materials I use to make my little robot raptor buddy. So that's
Raptor
what
friend?
I'll do. Raptor
Yeah, it's
friend.
like a 10-minute walk out of the town. You can.
Yeah,
do
that's
that
not
no problem.
that's not too far. I'll get doing that.
All right. So Naroke, are you gonna try and find the springs on your own? Or are you gonna ask somebody for help?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask whoever's at the bar or whoever looks like they work there where the spring is, where the baths are.
You don't see Brinley, but Garoth is there. That's his day job. Morning, noon, and
Garoth? Is
night.
Garoth and Gareth different people?
Oh, I might be pronouncing it differently. Gareth. Yeah, it's Gareth. Sorry. Names are hard.
It's all good. Okay, so Naroke is gonna Naroke's gonna like start walking towards the door and then like walk back like, is there a blacksmith in town?
Yep.
Are they any
Every
good?
town's got it. Yes.
Can I
That's
get
awesome.
you to, like, write down how to get there?
Yep. Sure can. And he will write down on like a weird scrappy piece of parchment that had been previously balled up and unrolled. And he'll just like write, walk north from bar to market.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna put that in my pocket and then go to the springs.
Okay. And the springs are easy to find. You can sort of smell them in the air. They're just around back of the inn. Bathe to your heart's content.
Yeah, he's gonna wash up and after a little while, gonna get up and mosey up towards the market.
Okay. Dominic, you're looking for a tailor.
Yeah. A decent tailor, not just like, sackcloth, whatever. Like, shit that I can wear.
Oh, because you got standards.
I do got standards.
Okay, so at the market, because I assume you're going kind of into town where you had traveled from before.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's two stands across the way at the market, and one's is called Melvin's Attire, and the other one's called the Sad Sack.
Okay, I don't have high hopes for the sad sack.
But that's gonna be the best place.
And so the person working the Sad Sack is this little gnome in like a potato sack outfit. Yeah, like have you ever seen Paper Bag Princess? It's kind of like that.
I like you're trying to like throw those in there to maybe give second thoughts. Like maybe you should have. Maybe the sad sack was the right option.
And they're working on like it seems like they're also a tailor / cobbler because they're kind of like smashing a shoe against their counter there. You're not exactly sure what they're doing, but they're busy at work doing something.
Okay.
And at Melvin's Attire, there's this an elf there. She's got long flowing white hair, and she's wearing just like regular kind of farmhand clothes, but she's doing some like delicate needlework on a shirt.
Okay, that looks more promising. I'm gonna go over to the elf lady.
But the cobbler smashing.
Listen, I will find out what's going on over there once I'm wearing a shirt that doesn't look like it went through a paper shredder.
Okay. So you approach Melvin's Attire.
Yeah.
So she'll notice you and go, "Oh, darling, that's ghastly.
Yeah, you can see my problem.
Do you own cats?"
No. I had a very bad night, and I would like a shirt that does not look like this.
Are you looking to fix that or buy a new one?
No, I honestly think it's a lost cause, and we need to put it out of its misery.
Oh, good. You're sensible. All right. Are you looking for something that's in the snakeskin kind of feel you're going for?
I'm excited to find out what you have.
All right.
In terms of prints.
So, and she's gonna pull out like a black, it's kind of like a blazer from behind her counter. She's like, "I'm very excited about this one. It's from my kitty cat line." And she'll move it over like the counter there, and it's just like seems like a simple black silk blazer, but it's adorned with like white kitty cat faces. Looks like it provides nothing in the way of armor, but it's...
Oh no, I've got armor. I just need to wear something. Just need something to wear that's not embarrassing. We'll definitely put that in the maybe pile.
Okay. Let's see. This one was a commission, and when I finished it, they didn't like it, so it's really cheap. I'm just gonna dig back around. And it's this bright yellow kind of frilly, it kind of looks like it has an ascot sort of thing going on around the chest here. She's like, looks pretty normal until you turn it around, and she's gonna turn it around and it says "fuck off" on the back.
That's a definite yes. If it fits, I'm getting it.
Just kind of like looking at your size, being like, this might be a bit long in the sleeve, but I can certainly hem that back. Yes.
Beautiful.
5 gold, dear.
All right. And let's see if it goes with the blazer, although it's tragic the blazer would cover the fuck off on the back.
Does it go with the blazer? Odds or evens?
Odds.
Oh, it goes beautifully with the blazer. It's weird
Perfect.
how uncanny it works.
All right, I'm getting the blazer too, and then I can have a reveal where I take the blazer off and people just see fuck off across the back.
Beautiful. And the blazer would be another 5 gold, please, dear.
Beautiful. Okay, I hand over 10 gold.
Was there anything else?
Yeah, and I'll just so I don't spend the entire rest of the episode shopping, I'll just get a couple more changes of clothes that are equally ostentatious.
They're probably not as fancy as these ones, so I'll say a couple more sets of clothes nets you $5 or 5 gold total.
Okay.
Okay. And before you go, she says, "Do you want me to burn that one?" And gestures to your.
I feel like it would be the most the most dignified end for it. They would just take it out behind the barn and shoot it.
I'd say some nice words, but you know. So
Yeah,
she
no,
offers to
just-
take the shirt.
Yeah. Maybe use it for rags or something. I don't know.
Maybe not. Okay. You have some new clothes.
Yay.
Marsh, my friend. As you're heading towards the kind of gross stream that you saw before, it's not very deep. When you get there, you notice it's probably like 3 feet deep at the most. So, how tall are you?
Quite got lizard folk sizes yet, but I imagine I'm somewhere like low 6 foot end.
Okay, yeah. So you're not wading too. If you were wading into it, you wouldn't be too deep. So you're just kind of scavenging around.
Yeah, no, like basically, like I'm gonna make sure to like finally get around to watching all the blood off my hands from many various goblin surgeries I've been doing the last couple days, and also going to the butcher. So I'm just gonna make sure to like clean most of that off. If it seems safe enough, probably drink it.
Okay.
It's nice. It's just I don't. Is pond water normally something that's like something is fresh water you drink? It's if the water is running, I'll probably drink it, but if not, I'll leave it. And yeah, no, I'm just gonna be collecting various reeds, sturdy-looking sticks, all that kind of good stuff. Nothing too exciting.
There is a slight kind of flow to it, so it is running, but it still looks kind of like iffy water. But as you're sort of collecting the bits and baubles that you think you would need for your battle construct, battlesmith. So anyways, for your Dino Raptor, you're sort of noticing in the stream there's these really bright white petals of a sort of lily with vibrant green kind of vines that are going down into the water, and it's quite peculiar. It's unlike anything you've seen before. It's quite beautiful too.
Let's see here. Definitely want to pick that up. Let's see. I guess maybe could I do like a medicine check to see if it's like has any poison or healing properties to it? Or I could also do a nature check if you
Nature
prefer.
check. Yeah.
Yeah, just do a nature check. Boop. Hey, it's not too bad.
Okay. So as you kind of wade into the water to pick it up, it's a bit like has some resistance. So you gotta give it sort of a good tug, as if the roots were really embedded into something within the murk there. And as you're sort of like giving it a smell, giving it a look over, and you don't quite recognize it. Your memories are still not all there. So if you knew what this was, you don't recall. But you can tell that this is probably really, really a good thing. You think like, oh man, this has got to be like some awesome ingredient that's just gonna perk you right up. You get a feel from what you know of like white flower petals, usually a really good thing. Like you're going through the list of what you know of herbology and stuff, and you gather that this is probably a good ingredient.
Cool. I'll add it to my inventory. What should I call it? Like white flower or?
You can call it white flower for now, since you don't know the actual name of it.
Will do. Yeah, and I'll just kind of throw that in the. Once I kind of pick it relatively nicely, I'll just kind of throw it into the old bag of holding.
Okay. Now, Naroke, you were looking for a blacksmith. Were the instructions given by...
Yeah, I pulled that paper. It's like, go north to market. And I'm just kind of like... this way. And just like pick a direction and go.
Alright, so... roll me a d4, actually.
Okay. 1.
Yeah. Okay. So you, by some small chance, you go north. That's great. I guess your body was just like going through the motions of like, I've probably been through this tiny town before and can sort of gather where a market might be, having walked through one.
Yeah, so I head north to the market, thankfully. But get there, and I go looking around till I can spot the blacksmith, or smell the blacksmith. Probably smell some of the burning.
For sure, and you could hear it too. So he's not exactly nestled along the booths of the market, but you can hear kind of by a house that's close to them. You can the banging of all of his tools and whatnot.
Okay. I'm gonna go in and. So I was told you are a blacksmith of skill. Was I told correctly?
And there's going to be a lady that's sort of fiddling with stuff on the shelf behind her. And as she hears you speak, she's going to turn around and go, "Who told you?"
The bartender.
"Oh, well, then we are. He's a great guy. What can I do for you?"
I am suddenly very skeptical of this. So I've got a shield, and I'm gonna pull up my shield. It's probably like beat to shit. It's like, I want something like this, only better. How much would that bring me?
She's gonna sort of pull the shield a little bit closer to her, kind of flip it in and out, be like, "This thing's seen some action." Dun, dun, dun.
I don't remember what action, but I'm assuming yes.
Kind of gives you an odd look at that, but sort of pays it no mind. "Are you looking for the same size?"
Preferably. It feels comfortable when I hold it.
"Do you want something made with, like, magical properties, or are you just looking to pick something up and go today?"
Something with magical properties would be interesting. What would that cost, and what kind of properties?
Well, it would cost quite a bit, and it wouldn't be ready, per se, anytime soon.
Which is to be expected.
"Let me talk to my guy." And she kind of leans down at the table and goes, "Guy, get up here!" And you hear some sort of like thumping, and out pops this like squirrely little human guy. He's got like wispy blonde hair, and he's kind of like a mousy look to him. He's like, "Yes, Simon?" And Simon, who you've now learned the name of, is going to go, "What kind of magic can you put into a shield?" And he's kind of thinking and pondering. He's like, "Oh, there's this thing I've always wanted to try, of a shield that when you smash it into someone's face, it burns them."
That sounds like a heater shield, only heater shields don't normally explode. I like the sound of that. What would that cost?
He's gonna lean over to Simon, like, they're kind of whispering, sort of talking out a price. And Simon's gonna say, 100 gold, 50 up front, 50 when the job's done.
I like it. And so I'll drop 50 gold.
Okay. And then, are you still looking to pick another shield up today to replace this one?
No, this should serve me good until I get the exploding one.
If you say so.
So just so I know, what am I paying for?
You are paying for a shield of searing flesh. So basically, if you make I don't know if it's called shield bash, I'll have to look into it. But as an action, you can...
I can shovel the shield, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's called shield bash. And then, if on a successful hit, the wearer will take 1d6 fire damage.
Ooh. So I've removed 50 gold, and I will make note that I have that coming. But how long is that going to take to make?
Guy? Guy's kind of like...
Is his name literally Guy?
His name is Guy.
Okay.
He's kind of mulling it over and being like, well, if I finish all my other things, which I will, it's me, you know what? 3 weeks at the most. But most likely 2.
Sounds good. I will definitely be back.
Right. And Guy is gonna pop down into the depths from which he came. And Simon will bid you adieu.
Okay, I'm all set.
Okay. Was there anything anyone else is wanting to do market shopping wise before presumably meeting up?
I don't think so.
Okay. Anything you want to check in town?
We should probably go and tell Ginley that we're accepting his offer.
Maybe.
You know,
I
since
figure
he's
we'll
kind of
be
like
back
he's
at the end for
yeah
that.
he's kind of the one who's going to be like steering where we're going next. So
You guys had mentioned finding a second opinion on the thing?
Yeah, I think I just
what?
want to do like I just want to do a quick like do the rounds, do an information check, see if I can find out who's who in this town, who's in charge, who's influential, that kind of thing.
Okay, absolutely. Are you just going to be like schmoozing with like common folk, or are you just going to go to a guard and be like, hey, I'm new here, what can you tell me?
I think it's mostly schmoozing with the common folk. I don't want to involve myself with the cops more than necessary.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. It's a pretty like happy-go-lucky sort of town, despite
Ugh.
it being kind of poor. Like it's people that are sort of down on their luck but seem keen to help each other out. So they're very friendly and talkative for the most part. So you can discern that the mayor of this town is called Trenton,
Mm-hmm.
and he rules with like a soft fist. And if you ask people, Trenton is not really the one that pulls the strings, but the leader of the
Okay.
town guard is.
Okay.
And the leader of the town guards, his name, you learn, is Cersei.
Okay.
This town only has one sort of temple to a deity. It is the temple of Nuk-A, the god of apathy.
So not the kind of place I could realistically go and get my head checked out.
There is. Let's see. There's an apothecary there. The temple of Nuk-A. You know there is sort of like an in-house kind of healer that would probably be well versed enough in magic if you wanted to try and do some magic-y things to get your head checked.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was the
And-
name of the mayor of the city?
So there's Trenton the mayor, and common belief is that he's just sort of like a lowballer, and that the real person in charge is Cersei.
Okay.
All right, cool. So once I have that information, I'm gonna head back to the inn, meet up with everybody else.
Yeah, after going to the blacksmith, I've headed back towards the inn as well. Probably gotten another bowl of stew.
Yeah, I head back too.
Okay. So just sitting at a table. Do you want to sit at the bar?
I'm sitting at a table.
Sit at a table, drop the word to the staff that we want to talk to the boss.
Okay.
Also,
go on.
Also, as Marsh comes and sits down, it's like, so I heard some muffled screaming from your room last night.
Yeah, just helping up our little goblin friend. I haven't actually checked up on him. I wonder if he's still in there.
He's dead, isn't he? Did you
No, I
eat him?
don't.
Goblin, didn't you?
You
when
absolutely ate him.
When I left the bedroom, he was still alive. I think.
Oh God.
This does not bode well for our little goblin friend.
I
Definitely
don't
don't.
exactly remember. I think it's been a while since I've done a surgery, or maybe it's been relatively recently. I don't remember.
Or maybe it's been never?
Yeah, have you ever done a surgery?
I mean, I wish I could answer that question.
I'm not a doctor. I don't think I was a doctor.
That's what magic is for.
So you would have given word to probably the wench would be the one coming up to you, and she will flitter off, happy to go get Gimli for you. And before too long, Gimli appears and says, "Would you like to come back downstairs? I have some more words." But not from...
How many words?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Toad.
Maybe you figured out what the special is. Let's go.
Of course.
Alright,
Of
we're
course
heading
that would be
downstairs.
you.
Yep.
And so Gimli is gonna say, like, "I'm just popping off for a bit. Be right back." And as you ascend, you can see that Toad's there. He's sitting at like a table in the middle of the room. He's got like notepads out. He's sort of like scribbling things down, thinking. He's still got a stalk of wheat hanging out of his mouth.
Is it the same stalk of wheat as the day before?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Me too.
Stalk of pepper wheat.
Stalk of emperor wheat.
And so he'll see you guys. He's got a big smile on his face. He's kind of getting the vibe of everyone in this town. He's pretty jaunty. And he's gonna be like, "Hey, fellers, how's she going there?"
So
Pretty good.
Excellent. So, I got the feeling from listening in on y'all yesterday that you're not so keen on everything that's been told to you. You're kind of wondering, like, what's the big deal with these hero guys? I
think it's less-
y'all.
I think it's less we're not. It's less not understanding the problem with the hero guys and more the lingering feeling that we're being fucked.
I suppose that's life, but yeah, let me try and assuage some of those fears.
Wait, this is a brothel too?
No, we'll talk about that later.
So as you kind of get over to Toad, you notice for the first time he's like covered head to toe in freckles. Like his arms just freckled, crazy ginger hair. Like he is just like the nerdiest looking guy. And he goes and he pulls out these like wide set spectacles and puts them on. And as soon as they're on, his big brown eyes just balloon to a ridiculous size. And you kind of get the feeling that's where the name Toad comes from. Was how akin he looks to some sort of swampy creature with those glasses on. And so Toad's gonna say to you, "Well, I come from a small village down south, and we had a good thing going. My whole family lived there for generations upon generations farming. We were on the outskirts of a bigger city here, the city of Naver. And now, Naver kind of had it out with these bandits. And they worked it out that they would pay for their protection, and in return, the bandits wouldn't ransack the smaller towns or the cities. Wasn't a great deal, but take what you can get. So the king of Naver makes some deal with the heroes of the Shard to come by, wipe out these bandits, save everyone. Well, they take it. And their big idea was to coerce these bandits into storming the castle, because they knew the defenses and the powers they had could wipe them out with a full frontal assault. And the bandits would never do that. They're not exactly that dumb, but the heroes, they goaded them. They picked at them. They kind of forced their hand. And so that's what they did. They stormed the castle and completely destroyed all the neighboring towns. My home destroyed. Everyone I knew and loved killed. I only made it out because I wasn't there that day. I came back to nothing. And the heroes are regaled for another wonderful good deed. They saved the city. Everyone remembers that. No one remembers the dead. I had nowhere to go, no one to turn to, and that's when Gimli found me. I'm working for him ever since, and I trust him with my life. It's probably not worth much to you, but I think you ought to know." I'm not saying your mistrust is misplaced. Probably means you're smarter than most folks, but I trust him. And Toad kind of ends his story there and goes back to his wheat sucking and
Sweet. How much are you in the loop with Gimli? Do you know do you know everything that he knows?
I don't rightly know. Probably not. Everyone's got their secrets. I do his intel. I do his recon. So I try and have eyes and ears all over the place. So when Gimli's got a question, I'm the one getting answers for him. So when he's got questions, he usually runs them by me. I mean, I think I know the guy pretty well. I'm not going to say I know all his secrets.
The question I mainly wanted to ask is it was kind of hard to get an answer from Gimli, but maybe you, being the gatherer of intelligence, would have a better idea. He seemed to be really focused on the fact that to get this cure, we have to go collect all these artifacts. In your opinion, are you sure there wouldn't be any other way to deal with these heroes who potentially are the only ones that could fix this for us?
Well, if Gimli says there's not, I'm kind of, itching to believe him. You guys are more than welcome to go to some sort of paranormal spookum person and see if they can dispel something or other, but I know how that's going to end out.
Well, what do you mean, Like, has other people tried this before, or...
Well, what the heroes have used on you is not new. Whenever they need someone sort of dealt with, and they try and say they're not, murderers, and I suppose not, because all their deaths are inadvertent, right? Like, I blame them for the slaughter of my village. It wasn't by their hand, per se. Get where I'm going with this, though? They were the cause of it.
Do you think this unusual aversion to straight-up murder is also the reason why we were tied up to a tower with a key hanging from the ceiling?
Sort of. So this creation from Callan, it's their way of kind of dealing with people, subduing them, because eventually they just turn into nothing, without straight out murder. And from what I reckon, I fed a little rumor to the heroes that the artifact they were looking for was actually spotted around these areas. That's because we know where it is, and they were kind of getting wind of that, and I wanted to throw them off course. Sorry about that. That might be kind of why you were captured, because they had the great idea. Sorry, go on.
So, let me get this straight. The 30-some-odd people that got liquefied by the goblins, and then the 4 of us, well, 3.5 if we count the goblin, had died. By your logic, that'd have been your fault.
Yeah, I played a part in it. I mean, I spread a rumor, man. I told them. I spent whispers out there that artifact was actually retrieved from its resting place and could have been in the area. I couldn't have anticipated that they were going to hire some low-life goblins to up and murder people. I had no idea.
But by your logic, it is your fault.
I appreciate the honesty. I feel like that's few bit of honesty we've got so far.
I have been nothing but honest since we started.
Oh, I'm nothing towards you two.
And to kind of end that, so the heroes kind of bit onto that, and that's why that memory stuff was used. That's kind of their bread and butter when it comes to subduing people. So they gave that to the goblins to use to, collect people that came through, search them. I wouldn't say they told them to lock people up in towers, but goblins.
Yeah, still trying to figure out if that was more of the goblins or more the heroes. I'm really more curious now at this point.
I think the Goblin King was just feeling particularly inspired.
Yeah.
Well, if he's trying to pretend to be a hero. And the heroes are killing people by, not killing the people themselves. Could have been rubbing off on the goblins.
Well, I suppose. Spit into his spittoon.
Ba-ding!
I'm not
Well-
particularly interested in arguing particulars.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I
The
think
goblins are dead.
We're here to make a deal.
I figure you want us to go get their artifact you were mentioning earlier in the conversation?
And as you say that, Gimli kind of appears behind you and it's like,
Oh, God.
as a matter of fact, that would be it. It's the closest one. We've procured its location. I need someone to go get it. So, have you thought on our deal?
As long as I'm
I think
getting
we're taking
paid.
the deal for now, provisionally.
Yeah, we'll we can get you a few artifacts and take things as they go.
Lovely. Great. So, sign here, and he's going to
Oh,
Hello.
sign.
pull out like a piece of paper that has a contract written on it.
I'm reading every word of that contract.
Is it magical?
Do you have detect magic?
That is a very good question. Do I have detect magic? I most certainly do not.
Do any of you?
I could cast Guiding Bolt on it, but I don't think that'd be too helpful.
I can do a Arcana check to maybe see potentially if it seems like it's related to magic.
Oh hell yeah! Tell me that Arcana check.
Yeah, that's.
I will also throw an Arcana check.
Hey, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
about
yeah.
what I expected out of mine.
Yeah, no. So there's no magical-ness about this at all. In fact, there's some spelling mistakes in it. It is just a contract saying that the aforementioned parties will be paid $200 a month and receive free lodging and care at any affiliated inns. So that kind of makes you think that maybe this is the only inn that they've sort of got their hand in. And in return, you agree to cooperate to procure, and it says certain items, but it's like certain with an S.
I quickly mark out the S and put a C above it.
So there's no bit about souls or firstborns or blood or anything. It just seems like a terribly...
So those are
written up
optional
contract.
then, is what you're saying.
What's that?
So those are optional is what you're saying.
No.
As I'm seeing Dominic going like very like word for word through this contract, it's like,
So what does it say?
Basically, it says we get paid for doing thing, although I would like some clauses on terms of breaking the contract.
What do you have in mind?
It's paper, so you just, rip.
That was terrible.
uh-huh.
Marsh is just silently reading the contract by himself.
Is there another piece of paper I can use?
Of course.
Naroke
Toad.
absolutely just like skimmed over the contract and that was it.
Toad comes up with a handful of papers.
Okay, I just grab a piece of paper and I just write down a very quick clause about how if we terminate employment, we get paid pro rata for pay period up to that point. No further consequences for breaking contract, etc., etc.
Seems fair to me. Yeah, he doesn't seem perturbed at all.
And,
The formality kind of surprises me, but I guess if you're fine with an exit clause, I don't see any reason why not to sign. Haven't used my signature in ages. I think.
And there are like quills and ink on the table. You can help yourself.
I guess Marsh kind of like sits there for a second because he has to like come up with a signature on the spot, and he's like, yeah, and he just kind of writes his name in handwriting.
Yeah, Naroke grabs a quill and I rolled to see how well he was gonna do and he got a 1. So it's like, he just kind of like full hit fists the quill, just like, kind of like tries to write something. You're not entirely sure what he wrote.
I suppose just did do like a fingerprint or something at that point.
Lick the page.
Mine is an utterly flowery, overly elaborate signature that is completely unreadable.
So basically, yours and mine are both the same legibility, just for very different reasons.
Yeah, just from different directions.
Yours is overly ornate. Mine, I'm pretty sure I broke the quill on the paper.
Stab through it. Kid, I like to think that yours, if you like moved the paper down, it's a point of view thing where you could totally legibly read your name.
From a very specific angle.
You gotta, do the right angle for it. And so Ginley's gonna kind of look over and be like, good. Wasn't there a fourth one of you, sort of?
Oh,
I'm not sure he's joining in.
I'm not sure
I
he's
mean,
alive anymore. He may have become breakfast.
He might be dead.
we can go check if you want, if you don't mind the 2-minute break.
No, that's okay. Do with him what you will. He doesn't have the same motivation as.
Yeah, he's been a little bit under the weather, but I think I fixed him up, so I think we're good.
The I think is very not reassuring.
I haven't seen him since this morning.
That is also no more reassuring.
That goblin is definitely dead.
Dead goblin. Like, Brindley's just like, oh my god, what happened?
I've completely forgotten his name, and for some reason I think his name is Brisket.
Bicker.
Brisket.
It's awesome.
No, brisket is breakfast.
Ginley is gonna kind of take the 2 pages and flourish it like with a wave of his hand, give it to Toad. Toad will take it and go to cart it off and store it. Ginley will say, so to reiterate, my place is your place. You're free to come and go as you please. Brinley and Gareth will take care of you. Everything's on the house. They're my employees as well. I will set you with everything you'll need to make it to Vermil, the town where we know the artifact is closest to. If you ever need supplies, if the 200 gold a month doesn't cover it, I will set you up. And as such, he will add, everyone can add 3 rations to their character sheets, because the town you're going to is a 3-day trip away. So he's setting you up with rations. I'm going to presume you would need tents and camping gear.
Well, I'm used to just kind of sleeping in the outdoors, but I mean, if you have extra, I could take
I need a
some.
tent and I need a decent mattress.
I have a tent. When I bought the tent, they lied to me. They said it was a 2-person tent. That is most certainly not true.
All right. Tents for all. I can provide you with a mattress, but you're going to have to blow it a little.
That sounds dirty.
As long as I don't have to sleep on the ground, I'm not as young as I used to be.
Oh, I understand that sentiment. Do any of you have like cooking gear on you, or is that something you'd want thrown in the mix?
I think I have cooking gear.
I have a pot. An iron pot.
Iron pot.
And I have a tinderbox.
Yeah, then you're freaking set to go on a grandiose thingum. Ginley's gonna say, when you go to the market, you'll speak to a Brynjold, and they will outfit you with everything you need.
Brynjold?
Brynjold. Brynold.
My name sheet is getting too big.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay, and also it's like, oh shoot, what was the thing that I was going to ask him about? Carry on for a moment.
Brynjold will help you with any odds and ends that you might need. I think this goes without saying, keep it under wraps. If the god approaches you and says, oh, what are you guys doing? Don't be all spilling the beans. Mum's the word. He's kind of looking around like, yes?
Oh, yes. I was just thinking of a dozen other questions, but I figured it'd be best to move things along. So I'm staying quiet for this one.
Naroka's gonna be like, so if we need something, you'll do what you can to get your hands on it for us, right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
General
actually,
wear and tear of your armors and clothing, though. I believe the 200 gold a month, you can deal with that.
Oh, I was thinking more for a bit sturdier armor.
oh,
Plate specifically.
there's one question I must ask before we partake. These artifacts, like, are they like things you can use? Do they do a certain thing? How would we know if we see one?
The lizard brings up a good point. What are we looking for?
So you are looking for an artifact that belonged to Reyna, the Wizard Queen. It's a set of gauntlets. Trust me when I say you'll know it when you see it, but they glow a rather fiery red when picked up and worn. Quite powerful.
Would there? I have to ask, like, while we're transporting the artifacts back to you, would would it would it be safe for us to use them?
Probably not. I'd invest in a bag of holding of some sort, somewhere to keep them tucked away, all safe. I suppose you could try wearing these things at your own risk, but I wouldn't suggest it. Just bring it back safely to me.
Understood. Just hands. Everyone in the party just looks at their hands.
As for getting plate armor, yes, that's fine. Do you need it today?
Not necessarily. I don't know how long it'd take you to procure a set of plate armor.
Well, I'll have my best look into it.
That's greatly appreciated.
Size extra, extra large. No offense.
None taken. How tall is Ginley?
5 feet.
Yeah, none
He's a short
taken.
dude. Those robes like trail way behind him. They were not meant for someone of his stature.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Feel free, by all means.
You said it was in a town and it would be easy to find. Do we have anything more to go off? Like, is there a contact we have in town, or?
I have a map to help you find it. There's rumors that there's someone in town that can help you get into the city. I don't have a name. A witch? I've heard it's a witch. How many witches can there be in town?
Probably not many.
So
Okay.
Be
Depends on the
surprised.
kind of town.
true. So a map to your location. This should get you safely to the mill, and yeah, you'll have to use those brains of yours to sleuth around someone that can help you safely get into the city.
So the city's closed then.
Oh, the city is very much closed.
Great.
Right, you can't recall anything. So, the city of Vespire, which is where the artifact is, was ruled over by the Queen Rainia. Her domain was fire. It was hit by a bomb of necromancy magic. It is not a very fun place to be.
Oh. So
Yes.
I'm still not quite sure I am picking up when you're putting down is you said it was hit the town is still intact, right?
The town you're going to, very much intact, and your contact there should be able to help you, in theory, safely traverse the city. The city is where the artifact is, but I'm sending you to the town right now.
Yes, okay.
So the city is standing. Is it inhabited or is it
No.
Hellish
I
Wasteland?
think it's inhabited by a lot of dead things
What
that will try to kill us.
The effects of the necromancy bomb still linger today.
Do you think they're friendly?
To some.
I'm gonna go with almost definitely no.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
More questions?
I think
I
I'm
think
I'm good.
we have everything you need, unless maybe.
Also, are we being paid the 200 gold now, or is it 200 gold at the end of the month?
Oh, it will be now, because you guys need all the good trust you can get.
Okay.
I will happily dish that up now. You can add 200 gold to your inventory.
Done and done.
Well, I
Unless you
think
there's any more information you think would be useful to give us, I think that's enough to start.
Lovely. Try not to die.
so. Just to make sure I got this, we're gonna go to the little town, find the witch. The witch is gonna get us in the city, and then we're going to kill dead things until we find a pair of fancy gloves.
Probably loads of them, yes.
Okay, I'm good to go.
I'm
Apparently,
ready.
so are the cops.
I have regrets.
About this adventure or the cops?
Great. Well, Brynjolf up at the market will help you with the rest of your gear. And
Alrighty.
thank you again. You're doing the world a great service, but more importantly, yourselves a great service.
Hope to see you soon.
That was a really cheesy line.
You can go now.
Okay, and then we leave.
And we fuck off.
Yeah.
Like the shirt says.
Well, if I
So we head up to the market, I guess, and find Brynolf.
Okay. Super easy to spot. There's like a name, just Brynjolf's on a board sign.
I'm suddenly just picturing, like, you walk into, like, any, like, game town, you see, like, the person's name floating above their head.
Totally.
Brynolf.
Press O to interact. Yeah. Anything particular you say?
No, aside from just getting the stuff we need.
Cool. So when Brynjolf will see you, he's kind of already been tipped off to what's going on. He works with Gimli. He'll be all like, I got word of what you need. 3 packs are right there. Yours is the bigger one. He looks to you, Dominic. You got the blow-up mattress.
I suppose you don't have a you supply goods and stuff, right?
Odds and ends, yeah.
Do you have a flail with you?
Like the weapon flail, eh?
Yeah, the weapon flail.
I'll just see what I got. He's gonna kind of dig around underneath and... Is it okay if it's rusty?
Oh yeah, I can fix it right up.
Rusty flail, my friend.
Sounds
will-
good.
Hand over the flail.
I'll take one of those for the road.
Okay.
At what point are we gonna go check on our dead goblin?
Oh, we're gonna go. I didn't think he was ours.
Well, you left him in the room, and technically he's in your room. My storage room is clean.
Okay, let me just head on over, take a look. We'll let him know what's up. Even though they said hush hush, the goblin.
Ask
The
him if
goblin
he's
doesn't
coming.
need to know anything.
Ask him if
Okay.
he's
Check that the
coming.
goblin's not dead.
Okay,
Alright.
okay.
So when you go up to your room, Brinley's actually in there cleaning up after your stay for the night. Just kind
Just
of
pile of blood on the floor.
Pointedly, like, ignoring the goblin that you left on the bed that is still there breathing, but he's out like a light. So she's just kind of cleaning around him. Like, this is just business as usual. So,
The knocked out goblin.
goblin's there. He's not getting up anytime soon.
I just kind
What
of
did
like.
you do?
Are you following me into the room?
Yes.
I'm just sitting at the market with Brynolf, just like.
How long do you think it'll be
he-
before they get back?
He had a rough night. Let's just see. I walk over and like tap the goblin a couple times. on the face, not like slapping, but kind of like taps to see if he wakes up.
He kind of like.
I kind of like look at Nick and look at the goblin and just be like, it's not dead, but and I just kind of mention it's like, oh, Bracken, Bicker, yeah,
Am I the only one who remembers this damn goblin's name?
Bicker,
No.
we're going to head off to the city. I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. You know, you kind of helped us out back there, so you know what? I'll give you some like a tiny bit of gold. I just kind of give him like 5 gold, and it's like, well, I guess see you when I see you.
He hisses again in his sleep. You take it like, thanks.
I just kind of like put the gold kind of like near his like sleeping hand, and it's like, and I look at Nick, and it's like, see, we're good. And I head out the room.
Okay, you meet back up with your buddy there at the market, Naroke.
Yep.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
I
Is
said,
he
"Naroke,
alive?"
He is fine. He's having a wonderful sleep. Even got a little bit of
He
spending
might
money.
be dying.
He's probably not dying.
All right, and oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
And with map in hand, you guys are set to head further southwest to the town of Vermil, leaving Black Falls behind you.
Woohoo!
And with that, we are going to end session 1 there.
Cool.
So thanks everyone for tuning in. We will be back in 2 weeks' time, but there's more D&D next week for Giggles campaign, where terrible things are going to happen.
Undoubtedly. They're in the Mage's Tower.
That can't possibly go wrong.
With asshole carpets.
Yeah, last session ended with Anna being mauled by a rug of smothering. It was a glorious moment.
Great.
Never ever trust the rug.
I know that now. So thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we will see you real soon.
Sounds good. See you all in a week.
Bye, everyone.